Welcome. Thank you. Wow. This round of applause. Thank that. Welcome to the rodeo show. With welcome to the SOSCAST. Welcome to the SOSCAST, only here on Valuetainment. This is where finance meets romance, meets culture, meets everything that's going on in America today. A lot going on in the world, only here on Valuetainment. Happy to be here. My name is Adam Sosnick. You can call me Sos, and I'm here with some amazing friends. Clap it up again for these beautiful, amazing people. Listen, here's what I know. We've got good people on both sides. I came up with that right here. This is off the top, guys.
Wow.
Yeah,
Thank you,
very
guys.
impressive.
A lot going on in the world today.
Yeah.
It's political season. It's election season.
That it is, yes.
Thank you.
Heard that.
Love that. It's election season. What, Brandon? You're geopolitics. 40% of the world is having elections.
Yes, that's correct. The
Sick
most
input.
ever in
Thank
one
you.
year. Yep.
Most-
Oh my
it's Olympic
gosh,
season.
That's big.
Yes.
It's
Definitely lots to talk about, that's for sure.
yeah.
Deep
Yeah.
state season.
I love it.
Deep state
Oh,
season.
yeah.
You know, Brandon's going to bring his conspiratorial nature. Culture wars are heating up.
Let's go, Brandon.
Culture war. Let's go, Brandon. Heating up. We're going to run it back. Let's go, Brandon. Unfortunately, they're not going to be able to use that this time around. Let's go, Kamala. Let's see what happens with that.
Uh-oh.
A lot going on. We're not doing too much politics today. We are talking gender dynamics, men, women, relationships, dating,
okay, interesting.
Olympics. You see what's going on in the Olympics?
Right.
Oh my God, go
Yeah.
for the gold. Did you see the guy? Let's get into some of the stories today. By the way, thank you guys for being here. Subscribe to the channel if you love beautiful people of all shapes, sizes, colors, creeds, religions, all that.
Beautiful.
Definitely. Thank you for having me.
Are you doing a Trump right now?
Beautiful.
Okay.
The imaginary nipple that he twists in the air every single time.
Unbelievable.
I've never heard that.
Here's some of the topics we're going to be getting in today. Kamala, not sure if you guys heard Kamala. Trump got shot.
Yes.
You guys hear about
Allegedly.
that? I don't know if you're doing the Dave Rubin thing and just checking out the map for like,
Oh, we have one of those.
okay. Allegedly, right? We'll see what happens with that. Kamala fills in. Now, a lot of the skeletons in Kamala's closets are coming out.
Oh.
Even more skeletons about her husband. I don't know if you heard the story about this dude.
No. We want
This guy's a dirty dog. You're about to find out what he just did.
for the tea.
So we'll have that discussion. How much does a past matter to a man versus a woman? And especially if it's the president. Obviously, Judge Joe Brown, who we've had on the show, had some things to say about Kamala. Olympics going on. This woman, was she a woman? Was she not a woman? She's knocking people out. People are saying, oh my God, why is a dude fighting? That turns out it wasn't a dude. Is it a dude? I'm trying to understand. We have some people on the panel today. They're going to basically weigh in on this. Trump weighed in. Republicans are weighing in. Everybody's weighing in. We're going to have that discussion today. Man, women, transgender, this, what's right, what's not right. We're going to have that conversation today. Elon Musk, he had some things going on. He's vowed to destroy the woke mind virus. Let's see how he's doing with that.
Okay.
Cancel culture is coming now for MrBeast. We'll see if the biggest YouTuber in the history of the YouTube will be canceled or not, or if he's got the sustainability regarding that. We're going to talk a little bit of money, but money in dating and relationships. You know, I always say the things all the time. He who pays says. A billionaire taught me that. I was like, oh, you're paying the bill, you're paying for everything? Whatever you say, sir. But is it always the case? We'll have that conversation. Taylor Swift, did she get engaged to Travis Kelce? Did you hear about that? I don't know. Did she? I don't know.
I haven't heard about that.
There's rumors, but there's another rumor out there that might be a little bit truer. Tom Brady's ex, Gisele Bundchen, apparently she's engaged now to the jiu-jitsu instructor.
No.
Oh, yeah.
But that happens
That's
all the
crazy.
time, though.
That happens all the time?
Yeah.
You're spicy. I like you. We're going to
How
get
about
into it.
downgrading?
So we'll have that conversation today. And the happy ending that we'll get into, did you guys hear about the Olympic pole vaulter who lost
Yeah.
but kind of won
He won.
his reputation because his rod disqualified him because his rod was too big.
Oh, wow.
Oh, we're about to show you. Did you see about that?
Yeah.
of course.
You know?
Okay.
All over
If
the
there's,
Usually
camera.
not a problem.
if there's one body part that's
usually
going
not
to
a
knock
problem.
the pole off that you lose, let it be your dick.
Oh.
I'm just saying.
It's a big pole.
Because there's a reputation out there. And we'll have a conversation about, does women having more sex make them happier?
Yes.
Oh.
End debate.
Listen, guys, the show's over. Here we go. So let's introduce our amazing panel. They have very specific instructions about how to do this. Let's see if Nat conveyed this. So Aaron,
Yeah.
I almost said Ariane because you're spelled Arynne.
Yes.
Tell us about yourself.
In 3 words.
Yes.
You could take 5, baby girl.
Okay. Politically conservative, authentic, intense.
And your name is?
Aaron Wexler.
There it is,
There we
Aaron
go.
Wexler.
Yeah.
Our friend Carmen's here. Met Carmen at Model Volleyball. Shocked the world on Easter and on Transgender Day of Visibility. She said, I celebrate both. I said, explain. And she said, go ahead, Carmen.
I said that, I celebrate Easter and Trans Day of Visibility because I'm a trans person. I don't put that on my letterhead. But I'm an actress. I'm a model. I am a TV personality sometimes. And a hustler, I guess.
Yeah.
A little bit of everything these days you got to be, right?
Yep. Big time.
Well, thank you for being back here. This is our 3rd time sitting down having a conversation today. A lot going in the news. Some stuff we didn't even cover last time, but would love to get your perspective on this.
Yeah. This way, that way.
No, we're back here. Our friend Dea's here.
Yes.
Dea Basan, this is your 5th time on the show.
I don't know. I lost count.
I lost count. I'm on the show so much.
But it's been a while.
I know that you have very strong values.
I do.
You're conservative. What else? Tell us what we should know about you.
I would say I'm vivacious. I'm charismatic, passionate, and I have a small business called Art Me Up, and I'm also an actress. And I've been working on something very special, but I'll talk about that more later.
Ooh,
Yeah.
like the big reveal?
Yeah, maybe we'll
Shit.
reveal it later, like
Okay.
another episode.
The old big reveal. Carolina, new time on the show, big reveal. Tell us
Yes.
about yourself.
Well, Red Pill Queen, definitely. So 3 words I would best describe Red Pill Queen for sure.
Red pill or Red
Queen.
Bull?
No, Red Pill Queen. Like
Red Pill Queen.
Yes, very conservative.
You're a red pill queen.
Oh, down.
Okay.
Down 100%. 100%.
All right.
Yeah, so very much that. I'm trans too. So that Alphabet Mafia, we're here
I mean,
for
can
it.
we get a round of applause?
We're here for it.
What's going on here?
Alphabet Mafia. And
She
then
wasn't ready to. Okay,
independent, hustler. So
Okay.
that's pretty much that. My name's Carolina. And then, like I said, if you are a member of the Rainbow Coalition, you got a gig for me. Like my drag name is Miss Caviar Dion. So we also.
Back up a second. It's Miss
Caviar Dion, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. We're a drag entertainer too. We're about the money. Wherever you got a check, I got a talent.
Miss Caviar Dijon.
Dion. No, not
Dion.
Dijon.
That's my bad.
Not mustard. Dion, like the singer, babe. Come on, come on.
I saw one too many Grey
Adam, get
Poupon
it right.
commercials back in
No,
the day.
dude. Dion.
Okay. Caviar Dion. Now,
Yes.
do you know Carmen?
Yes. Yeah, I know Carmen. Yeah.
Thank you. Did Carmen bring you on the show?
Yeah, she did.
Shout out to Carmen.
Yeah, she did. Shout out to Carmen.
thought you
Yeah,
would
go.
like her.
funny.
She is spicy.
Yeah.
Thank you. Listen, if you guys want some caviar, Dijon, whatever it is, we got
I'm
you
your
here.
girl.
Caviar.
At
There it is.
MKD_305.
Something tells me Nicole has a different story. What's your story?
So it looks like we've been using a lot more than 3 words. So I will go ahead and elaborate a little bit. I am a wife, a mother. I'm a Christian. And I'm a bartender and server at Padrino's. Lovely Laura Padrino. Shout out.
Oh, we are big
Padrino's
fans of
Plantation.
Padrinos.
So
I want to stop the show and give a round of applause for Padrinos. Right?
Yeah.
That's our girl. Shout out to
Such
Laura
yummy
Padrino.
food.
How long have you been working with Laura Padrino?
so we did ministry for a while first, and then through that connection is how I just picked up some part-time work as a bartender. in a
Awesome.
restaurant.
Great referral.
I love her.
We're big fans of Padrinos. Rain's in the house. She got a new look, but she got the same vibe.
Hey,
What's going on, Rain Jasmine?
nothing much. Well, 3 words. I'm pretty relatable. I'm pretty dope. And I'm the marketing director for a day club called Top of the Rocks and a restaurant called Austin Republic. So I'm pretty great.
I love that. Women in business. We're here for it.
Yeah,
There
right?
it
It's
is.
pretty fun. Social media is like cool.
Okay.
A lot of ways to make money.
We're here
Quote
for it.
unquote, social media is like cool.
Yeah, you can make,
Good to know.
you can make
Good to know.
so much money off
pretty
of social
dope.
media.
Yeah.
So much
We have
money.
another beautiful woman on the panel. We have Brandon. Sorry.
like that.
He's a man's man. He's got a great attitude. He's geopolitics. He works here at Value Tim. And Brandon, what's on your mind? What's up? Let's go, Brandon.
Oh, just fun fighting the deep state. That's what I do for a living. You guys know I have my own YouTube channel here with Valuetainment, Brandon Aceto, longtime fighter of the deep state, future president. So excited to get into it with you guys today.
Now, if you can deconstruct the deep state and be the person that does it, but never become president, it's never happening.
Wait, say that again?
If you can be the person that deconstructs the deep state, you're the guy.
Yeah, that breaks it.
But you never become president.
Oh.
Or you can become president of the United States, but the deep state still lives.
Oh, no.
What would you be?
I don't even want to be president because it would be fun. It's going to be miserable. But so 1,000% destroy the deep state without being president. Like,
so I just learned something. This guy's walking and talking about, I'm going to be the president of the United States one day.
For that reason.
But the real reason is the deep state.
Yeah.
If you can encapsulate in 3 words who the deep state is. What is the deep state?
Yeah, so it's the shadowy force that is the one that controls our government, controls all the agenda, that makes us think what we think and feel what we feel. And
is it a person? Is it an object? Is it a belief?
An unplugged alpha for sure.
Is it a...
Thanks. So it's a unit of people. It's people that we don't even know about. It's like the wealthiest people that aren't even on the lists of the Fortune 500 wealthiest people.
Shadowy government.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm trying to think of the right term for branding because globalists don't seem to resonate with people when I say globalists. So maybe shadow government. Been workshopping that a bit.
Well, keep fighting the good fight.
Thanks.
Anyway, the shadowy government to my full-on deep state over here.
Yeah.
Natalia Del Valle is
Oh, snap.
How you doing?
I'm just brown.
She's here.
Yeah, why are you doing dirty like that?
No, it's good. My 3 things.
No, but do it in a Trump accent.
Okay, well, my 3
Twist
things.
the nipple.
Best ever.
Oh my
God. I'm the best ever, and I'm very creative.
Beautiful, wonderful.
Those are my 3. Beautiful, wonderful, the best.
Some people say that I hired Natalia as a DEI hire. Not in my book. She's bringing a lot of value to the table. Some people say that she's a weak co-host. Not me. I enjoy her. I appreciate her. She's bringing a lot of value to the table, and she brought this panel to the table. So thank you, Nat, and thank you guys for being here. Amazing. Clap it up.
We're good.
We love Nat.
But of course, none of this would be possible without you.
Yes.
Without you. Thank you guys for tuning in every single week, every Tuesday and Thursday, 4 o'clock, sometimes 4:15. You know, we got some things going on over here.
We love you.
But thank you guys for tuning in.
Miami
Thank you guys for
time.
being a part of what we're doing. If you want to be more a part of what we're doing, we got a big event coming up September 4th through 7th. It's called The Vault. Now, Troy, I don't know if you have this. Oh, my guy.
We got Troy
There's a guy
here.
named Patrick Bet-David. You might have heard of him. You might have seen him. I don't know. He's only my boss. He's only my CEO. He's only the host of the podcast that we do together, the PBD podcast that I co-host with the team, with the home team.
He's a legend.
And then he's a legend. And then there's this. Who's the other guy on the right? What's the guy's name on the right?
The Rock.
Oh, The Rock.
The Rock.
Is going to be there. That dude, Dwayne Johnson's going to be in the house speaking. If you want to learn more about business, if you want to get your money right, if you want to be around amazing, successful, like-minded people, you have to be at the Vault, September 4th through 7th in West Palm Beach, Florida. It's kind of near Mar-a-Lago. It's kind of near Clematis Street, West Palm. I believe we're sold out of CEO tickets. I believe we're sold out of founders tickets. I believe we're sold out of executive tickets. I think we've got some executive tickets. What do we still have
We have
left?
a few executives.
Platinum and executive. We got some.
Yeah, we have a few platinum and then a few general.
Do you have panelist tickets? Because I want to meet The Rock.
Very that.
I mean, I'm going to throw it out there. I don't know.
Okay.
Oh,
I'm here for it.
Well, we can talk about
I may
that.
have
Anyway, if you
something
guys
for
are
you
interested in being a part of what we're doing at Valuetainment at the Vault, get your mind right, get your business right, get your network right. Join us at the Vault. I think we have a click on the link below,
It's in the
up
chat.
top, all below, all around. Do a whip, whatever you need to do, get there at the Vault. Last thing, if you want to communicate and you're like, yo, bro, I can't make it to the Vault, but I got issues I want to process. I got questions. I got things I got to do. We developed an app for that where you can connect with experts by the minute, Minect. So here's my Minect right here.
Boom.
I've done over 2,000 different consultations with people just like you, people just like you, people just like you, processing business, relationships, networking, ideas, strategy, all that. We do that on Minect. PBD's on there.
Yep.
All the home team is on there. Candace Owens is on there. Chris
whole
Cuomo's
network.
on there. Left, right, center, business, politics, sports. Terrell Owens is on there.
Yep.
Eric, go check it out on Minect. Connect with on Minect. Nat's on there. Brandon's on there. Get on Minect. And if you've got questions, we've got answers. More importantly, we've got solutions to some of the things that you're dealing with. So we'd love to see you at the vault. If not, shoot us a message on Connect, and we'll answer anything you got on your mind. All right. Nat, anything that you want to say to the people at home before we start the show?
Not really. We have a lot of great topics. We have a really diverse panel, so I really kind of want to just jump into it. But of course, subscribe, like, comment, share. Because today's going to get spicy. We've got some spicy people on here. Oh, that's one of my words too, spicy.
Spicy.
Yeah.
Now, what happens if they're watching and they don't subscribe? What happens?
I'm going to find you, and you're going to regret it.
Oh,
Jeez.
listen, you don't want that in your life. Let's start the show. Okay, does everybody have their thumbs up and thumbs down? Does everyone have their thumbs up and thumbs down? This is an interactive show, guys. Don't be a wallflower. Don't be like, I don't know how to raise my hand. I don't have a hand. Does everybody have hands?
Yeah.
If you don't have hands, you have legs. If not, you got shoulders. Does everybody have it? Put it in your hand. Not in the chat. Okay. All right. Carolina, don't piss me off.
I'll try.
Okay. All right. Get your things ready because we're going to do a lot of questions. And then based on your questions and your responses, I'll know who feels a certain type of way. And then I can go to you. So it's very important that you lift it up. That way we understand. And don't do this. Don't do like, I think that one time. Like, yo, what's up?
One time.
Okay? So here's the first question. Ready? Obviously, I'm just going to set the ground rules because some people don't know. Green is I agree, or yes. Take a wild guess what red is.
No.
Oh my God, it's so crazy. You knew it. I didn't have to waste my breath.
Thank God.
Green, yes. Red, no. There we go. Aaron, you're a very smart girl, so I know that you're going to pull this off. Here we go. Whose past matters more? Their past. A man or a woman? So man, green, woman, red. Whose past matters more? I'm talking in life, in business, in relationships. Whose past matters more? Go ahead.
Sounds like a math problem.
Wait, green is for men?
Green is for men.
Whose past matters more?
Nat, do you have a thing?
No, they're going to get me one because I left mine.
Too easy.
So that's a woman, a man. Carmen?
I don't know.
I see green, so I'm going man.
No, I honestly.
Okay. So
all right, we'll see how this
a woman.
plays.
So here we go. Why do you say a man's?
Okay, so in my belief system, in my faith, we believe the man is the leader of a household. The man is a leader in every regard. He's a leader, right? So if the man has a crazy past and doesn't know how to govern himself, has self-discipline, has the ability to, because he has influence in the home, and everything starts in the home, I believe. Even our society, like where we're at, it starts in the home. So if you don't have a strong leader, a kind, loving, generous, strong leader, then it will affect everybody in the home. It will affect the woman, it will affect the children. And so I think we're seeing a crisis because the men are in crisis. And so that's why I think the men need to like be good. Their past needs to be on top.
So there's a I love the story right there. There's also an element of, all right, so the men are in crisis. What does their future look like? So that's another component. Why did you say that? What was your answer?
That's more for women.
Okay, so explain. You said women's past matters more.
Yeah,
Okay.
100%. So for men, nobody cares what your past is. If you're, the finished product of you is great, you're doing well financially, you're a respectable person. But with women, if you could, no matter what you look like right now, if you've been ran through and have a bad reputation, then that's not something that's going to be desirable to a guy. But turn the tables, like if a guy's had like a chaotic past, it's kind of admirable if he's turned it around and made something of himself. I don't make the rules. It's just the way it is.
Yeah, it's just the societal standards. It's just the way it is. Life isn't fair. Like it's just like what it boils down to, we do live in a double standard. Like there is certain things that you can get away with as a guy that you can't get away with as a girl. So like I almost didn't put one up because I can see the nuance on each side. It depends what it is that you're going for. Like okay, like if you're a man that's looking for a wife to settle down with and have kids, like you're not gonna like choose a girl that's like you can see is a 3 or 4, you know what I'm saying, like, or has like a very like tumultuous, like promiscuous past. Like that's not gonna be like the girl that you might necessarily choose to be the wife and the mother of your children. And the same way goes it goes vice versa. If you're a successful woman, you have things going for you, you're not gonna necessarily go with a guy that is gonna be like a fuckboy, like, or has that tendency, or like you look at everything is circumstantial. So it kind of depends on what it is that you're looking for. Like, what are you on the market for? Are you on the market for like a jump off? Or are you on the market for a boyfriend, a husband, a wife, a girl? So everything is circumstantial.
A jump off. I haven't heard that term since I was hanging out with my NBA buddies, but I get it.
I feel the same way. That's why I was like,
Here's where I'm going with this, but everyone's going to have a chance to respond. So I get it. A lot of people will sort of be more on Brandon's position, especially like the whole concept is a man's future is way more imperative than his past, and a woman's past is way more influential than her future. Anyway, that's a whole conversation. But where am I going with this? Election season, Kamala Harris has been sort of catapulted, anointed, almost like a coronation to the presidency.
Well, it's very indicative
so
of
the
the
question is, excuse me, excuse me, maybe you didn't get the rules. The question is, how much do we really know about Kamala Harris, and how much do we know about her past? So now that she's in the spotlight, a lot of these skeletons are starting to come out of the closet. So, and I don't mean that in like a literal way, the skeletons in the closet. You're starting to hear a lot more stories. So, and by the way, I'm not necessarily focusing on Kamala. You'll see where I'm going with this. But here's some of the stories we're hearing about Kamala. Do we have that clip from Judge Joe Brown? By the way, we had Judge Joe on the podcast, on the PBD podcast. People ask me, hey, you know, dude, I saw the Tate interview. That was sick. Yo, Vivek Ramaswamy. Yo, Candace Owens. Like, what's your favorite interview ever done? I was like, yo, low key, this guy, Judge Joe Brown, was a beast. Were you a part of that one as well? I mean, you were
there.
Yeah, I was there.
behind the scenes.
We watched it.
He's asked a very specific question about Kamala, because this guy's like a judge. She was a prosecutor. Like, he's in the mix. Here's what he had to say about her being on the quote unquote casting couch. Go ahead, Troy. Start the clip.
To backtrack to a comment you made earlier about the casting couch. So that's true? Like, because I always heard this rumor that she slept her way to the top. That's true?
She did. She's old. She's 60 years old. Look, if you want to find out about it, go online to the LA Times morgue. They used to have it so for a fee, you could get them to pull articles. They've been reporting on her for 30-some years. She's in her 20s, and Willie Brown took her up as his mistress. There was a medical firm that dealt with San Francisco. He got her a 15-hour-a-week part-time job there, which she never showed up to, according to the Times.
OMG.
But they paid her $72,000 a year for 15 hours a week. And understand, she's in her 20s, which is 30-some years ago. That's big money now. So he got her promoted up, so she did 20 hours a week. Times reported she never showed up, but she got $120,000 a year. So he bought her a 750i BMW, which was the top of the line at the time.
Okay.
So he set her
Troy,
up well.
He goes on to basically say something else, because I want to land this plane. I think it's at 4:45. And then I want to basically have a conversation surrounding this. Do you have the second part of that clip?
Yeah, it's right on it.
Go ahead.
I'm not holding it against somebody because they did it for recreation, but, you know, when you do the casting couch thing, that's a bad move. I know some women in Hollywood that did the casting couch and those who refused. The ones that got refused went further than the ones who did. The ones who did ramped up real quickly, but then they're a piece of ass. Everybody knows it, so they get passed around. And then, did they really have talent, or was it just they jump-started their careers and then the lack of talent shows? Or did you have talent and do it the hard way?
All right. So we know how Judge Joe Brown feels about Kamala.
Yeah.
Here's what I'll say. Agree with him. Disagree with him. She's about to be maybe the president of the United States.
Yeah.
Straight up. And, you know, listen, Joe Biden in the next 30 days, she might be president of the United States before she actually gets elected in 2024. So we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens with Joe. But I'm not even so much focused on Kamala, because these stories that are coming out, they've been permeating basically in the media. Willie Brown, Judge Joe Brown, we've seen these things. But does anybody know the name of her husband?
Doug Emhoff.
No.
Okay. Who was it?
Doug Emhoff.
Did anybody know that, be honest?
No.
Okay. So this is the man who could potentially be the first husband
Doesn't even sound right.
in the United States. Sounds a little bit weird, right? You know, if you elect Pete Buttigieg, that's happening.
Oh God.
viable candidate. So the current second husband, Doug Emhoff, he's sort of a dirty dog.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah?
Uh-huh.
You know about this?
He was stooping.
I do, yeah. I didn't know the
What a
name
word.
because it's kind of irrelevant.
So
but
pull up
yeah,
this
I
clip
do,
right
yeah.
here. I'll pull up the
I knew he
article.
was a
stripper?
Here, Kamala Harris's husband, Doug Emhoff, admits to
God.
cheating on his first wife after the bombshell report. He impregnated the nanny. He pulled
always
the
the nanny.
presidential Arnold Schwarzenegger move.
Except unlike Arnold, he made her get an abortion.
Ooh.
Aaron
Or
going in
so
with-
we're told.
Okay, so you
We're
know
not-
about
we're
this
not-
story.
yeah, we're not
What do you know about this story?
Well, I know that they're not sure if she actually got an abortion, but there's speculation that he pressured her to get an abortion, and there's no daughter in her life right now. So
Yeah, it's one of
Mm-hmm.
two things: either she had the abortion, or he's abandoned his duty as a father, and
not sure
is not
what's worse.
acknowledging his child. Exactly.
Interesting. So this is about to be the first husband, potentially. I don't know. Roll this clip
Deadbeat daddy.
and turn up the volume. Go ahead.
That's crazy.
She on his first with the nanny. Got her pregnant.
Oh, he's a white man.
That is the second husband, Doug Emhoff,
First wife.
who allegedly cheated on his first wife and nanny.
Bombshell. Uh-oh.
That's
The second
the
gentleman
first
before
wife and his daughter.
What?
He's got a guilty face. That's the nanny.
That's the nanny.
Why are you hiring a hot nanny, you idiot? She's like,
Yeah, but that's not even like the woman he married, though. That's
no, what's
us.
worse is he did this with a not hot nanny.
Yeah.
But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But this is the times that we're in, guys. Like,
But was
this
she
is-
hot at the time?
That's what matters.
that was the wife.
Carmen.
Yeah. You know, some people just deserve each other.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay,
They
so
don't
the
think they
affair
love each other
allegedly
at all.
happened.
Yeah.
Here it is, guys.
That's
The
crazy.
affair allegedly happened in 2009 with the nanny. She taught at a private school attended by his two kids. By the way, that was 2009. 5 years later, he marries Kamala. So there's a 5-year gap. Okay.
Sus.
So they've been married for 10 years. She became the VP in 2020. So obviously she's been in the mix for about 4 years now. The incident was disclosed to President Biden's vetting committee 4 years ago. And he still chose Kamala as the VP, knowing that there's some skeletons in the closet here. Listen, Trump shouldn't talk. He said, quote unquote, during my first marriage, Kirsten and I, that was the wife, I went through some tough times on account of my actions. I took responsibility. We worked through tough things as a family and have come out strong on the other side. Fine. Obviously, Kamala knew about this before she married the guy. Wasn't like it came up as a secret. So the question that we're going to have now is, how much does a man's past matter to you guys when you're vetting him for a new relationship? Meaning, are you willing to put the past in the past for the right guy? And here's what I'll say. You know, you find out that he was a cheater. You found out that he was a scammer. You found out that he went to jail. You found out that he was a criminal. You found out. Here's what I'll say. And then is anybody who dates, you're married? So you're into men. You're into men.
Yeah.
You're into women.
Yeah.
You're into men. I'm into women.
Men.
Man. Hey, I'm a freak elite. I'm a freak elite, but I'm down.
I'll go either way.
Yeah.
All right, I'm into women.
I would date like sexual escapades, stuff like that. Like super down, but
so
like,
the point
men
is,
what I date, yeah.
me and Brandon are out of this conversation because we're into women. It's all good. So this is for the ladies in the panel.
Right.
The men watching are be like, all right, cool. What's up? I gotta pass. I got a checkered pass. Here's what I want to know. Here's what I'll tell you, and you guys let me know because I want to understand from your ladies' perspective about men. And I've been very vocal about this. There might be girls I meet that you just know this isn't wifey. Yeah. They got the arm sleeve tattoo. They're maybe doing OnlyFans. They're doing stuff that like, I'm not bringing this girl home for mom, but you know, she might not be Mrs. Right, but she might be Mrs. Tonight. Yes. We understand that concept. But I'm not marrying this girl. Meaning whatever she's done in the past, the more tattoos she has, by the way, more problems. A woman's past matters. Like if I find out, oh, this amazing girl, oh, dude, like, don't you know that, like, all your boys banged her? I'm like, what? I'm like, I'm out. Doesn't matter what her future is. Her past incredibly matters to a man.
Yeah.
Now, what I want to understand, because you didn't necessarily agree with this, but I want to understand from you ladies, because you all said that a man's future is more important than his past, right? You guys all said this. you mentioned the fact that women sort of just hang around at the finish line and pick the winners and see what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Women don't care about men's problems. They don't care about what you did. They just want to know what you're going to be doing. So are you willing to put a man's past in the past? What say you, Aaron?
Well, for me, no. But that's because I have very high standards. And I think it depends. But generally, you can't teach someone to be a good person. So the examples you gave, which are like cheating, jail, things like that. Like, no, if you cheated on someone, you were morally comfortable with doing that. And so I would not be able to look past that. But I could understand like a girlfriend of mine advising her with somebody who maybe didn't have his shit together, slowly got his life together. I'd say, yeah, like he picked himself up and that's great. I'm just different because I've always had my stuff together.
Okay. How about you? How long you been married?
17 years.
Nicole.
Yes.
Congratulations.
All right.
Thank you.
Congrats, baby.
What
That's
made you
beautiful.
pick the husband, and did he have a checkered past? Was he a perfect angel?
So we got
Did
married.
he improve? How does that work?
So we got married when we were 16, 17.
What?
That's like super rare. Like you don't even see
How's that even?
anymore.
Is that even legal?
Girl,
I
like, that
had to
doesn't
get
even-
signed off.
Come on.
I had to get signed off by my mom. Yeah.
Wow.
That
That's
is so cute.
In what state?
Here. I'm born and raised Florida girl.
Florida. Welcome to Florida.
Are you Latina?
I love it.
Yeah, I am. Yep. Well,
Cuban?
I'm half Cuban and
there we go.
then half American. Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's just it's determined by how the individual is behaving at the time and what is going on in their life at that moment. I think I'm all about redemption. So I believe that people can change, and I believe people can radically change for the rest of their life. And so I think people deserve that chance, but there's red flags all over the place when you're talking to someone or when you're looking at what they do throughout their life and how they behave and how they carry themselves. So if you have somebody who has made that change and the fruit is there and it's very visible, then I think that that's an opportunity that you can pursue, and just with caution. You know?
How long you been married now?
17 years.
Wow. So you've been married literally half your life.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
16, 17. What?
That's beautiful.
Okay.
Yeah.
Rain.
Yeah.
You said that a man's past doesn't matter as much as a woman's past. Why'd you say that?
Well, I'm saying that because of like what he said about whenever I'm talking to anybody, even like man or woman, I'm looking at what they're doing now and their future and what they have in front of them, because that's all that matters. Like your past is your past. Let's just keep it back there. Like who cares? But let's say like if it's a woman and you're doing like OnlyFans and like you've been ran through like what he said, I have a really strong belief with that where I'm like, I will not even be friends with you. Like, I don't want to post you. I don't want you near me because that's just not a good look. That's not what other people would like, and I don't like that.
Well, OnlyFans doesn't stay in the past either. So.
Oh yeah, that's on there forever.
It's very present.
Are you trying to say that the internet is forever?
Yep.
Damn.
Unless you get that wiped.
Carmen, what do you say about this? Because you were the one person that was like, I don't know.
Yeah,
I
I'm
think
curious
it
to hear
just-
what you're gonna say.
It depends on the situation, right? Because it's like, if someone's a cheater, I don't think that depends on if you're a guy or a girl. It's like what you were saying. It's your morals, and that matters to me.
Yeah.
As an adult, I think that, I want someone that is going to bring quality into my life. As a trans person too, like it matters. Like you have to have a strong conviction in who you're with, like, and I'm the kind of person that like my existence is not up for debate. And it's not something that I also wear on my sleeve, like I have a ton of other things going on in my life and I need someone to be a support sometimes, And so, yeah, I think it just matters. It comes down to the person, it's not about if you're a woman or a man or whatever.
Yeah.
Carolina, why were you so interested in what Carmen had to say?
I think we're in two different points in our transition. Like she's 15 years in. I'm like short of 4, and like from my experience, like for me, honestly, like there are certain things like already like off rip, like just from what I've seen and like my own upbringing, like your past matters, like man or woman. Like I already like if I already know I'm looking at you 5 minutes into the conversation, like I already know. Okay, in my mind, I checked you off recreational use only. So like it doesn't matter. Like there are certain things where like. Okay, like you know what I mean? Like, okay, like, you're not gonna just miraculously change. Like that's like the diamond in the rough. Like that doesn't usually happen. I study your pattern. You know what I'm saying? I listen to what you say, but I believe what I see. So like patterns are very indicative of what it is that you're gonna do or how you're gonna behave. So if up to this point, this is how you've moved and you've operated, there's a high chance that you're probably gonna do the same thing
it's
again.
risky.
You know
It's
what I'm
risky,
saying?
but at
Like,
the same time, you do have to give a little bit of grace to people who can be conscious of their decisions or their bad decisions and have grown and are smart about it. You know,
yeah, I
take
agree. But that
accountability,
doesn't.
that
That's like
matters.
usually that's not the world we live in. I think the world is very, like I said, red pill queen. The world is very cutthroat. It's competitive. It is what it is. Like no one's gonna give, like, first impressions matter. Presentation matters. So like off rip, if this is what people like, this is like, they look at you first glance and it's really hard to change someone's mind once it's already made up. So you can be like this, like, you can come, like, how many girls do we not know that had like this tumultuous past and they turn it around, and then like it still doesn't matter. Like no one cares about the merit of where they're at right now. Like it's very hard. Like people don't. That's just not how
they
people
judge.
think. Yeah, they judge. Like that's just what it is. Like it's, and then going back to like what we were saying, like there are women that I know personally that are like high end escorts that don't have like the sleeves, don't have none of that.
That's why they're high end.
They're high end, like high end that you would not know that like that's what they did.
But
they've turned their life around. They stopped hooking, and then they have a full white man that.
I'm not hear you, but I ain't buying that shit. Because there's always going to be there's always going to be something that comes up in a relationship that is going to trigger a guy
you have game, babe. You have game, my love. But the average guy, how many guys have we not seen that this is like where podcasts like Fresh and Fit, or all of these men like Andrew Tate, like all of these like men that are like putting and shining a light on like the fuckery that women pull, like that we pull on men. Like there are girls that they have moved from state to, they were 3 or 4 in their state, they moved, and now they're married and with kids, and the guy has no idea that she was getting like that she got ran through by a whole football team when she was in high school.
That's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? So like let's be real. Like
it doesn't stop there,
these
though.
stories
just the same thing as guys too. Like how many times
at some
have
point
me as a
that
trans
facade
person,
is going to come.
You still don't turn off the off switch.
Nat,
Getting ran through.
Do you want, by the way, let us know in the chat what you think matters. I don't know if we can be able to do a poll right here.
We did a poll.
But Nat, I'll let you weigh in, and I'm going to give the final word before we move to the next topic. Do you have anything you want to add here?
On people's past? Yeah, I think at the end of the day, people's past, man or woman, does matter.
Yeah,
I think
agree.
women are a little bit maybe more lenient to accept a man's past because they're looking to, get married and have kids. So they're maybe a little bit more willing to be understanding rather than a man. But at the end of the day, I've learned the hard way, people don't change.
No, they
people
don't. They just get
are
better.
who they are. And at the end of the day, they can maybe get better in certain areas. But at the end of the day, when shit hits the fan, you're going to go back to the old habits that you naturally go to.
Exactly.
And so that's really important that whenever you're picking a partner, if you're marrying a guy that has, he's the popular guy, he gets a lot of ladies, blah, blah, you're going to marry a man that is always going to have eyes looking at women. So like there's things that you have to understand who you pick. You have to understand you're going into a certain realm of activities that you're accepting.
Exactly.
Thank you. I'm going to wrap this one up with plenty of conversation. Here's what I'll say.
I love that. You're hot and you're smart. Deadly combo.
She said people don't change. You said that. I actually...
You taught me
I hear you. I taught you that, but you missed one thing out. Can you change someone? Is the question.
No.
The answer is no.
Worse.
But a person can change. That's the conversation we had. Do you think I can get this person to change? Not unless they want to change. Nothing you're going to say is going to motivate somebody to change. You brought up a really good point right there about reputation and redemption and forgiving and what you can do with that. Does the past matter? It matters for everybody. But who does it matter more for? It's clearly the woman. Because a man's future is what's more important, and a woman's past, like we talked about, you're gonna find out, oh my God, what happened right there. That's why, like, look at things like tattoos, look at things like scars, look at things like gray hair. If a man has tattoos, it's like, yo, this guy's all right, cool. If a guy has gray hair, like I have gray hair, people are like, I like a silver fox, cool. If a guy has scars, it's like, this guy's been through some shit. Show me a woman with tattoos, scars, and gray hairs. I'm like, I am out. That ain't happening. Show me a man with tattoos, scars, and gray hair. It's like, I want to hear some story what this guy's got to say. He might be the most interesting man in the world. That's what's happened. By the way, the more times a man has some cool stories, some travel stories, he's been through some stuff, some trauma that he's dealt with that actually makes him a better person. For a woman, much respect, the girl that I want to be with, whatever, dude, I don't want any scars, tattoos that are obnoxious. I don't need any gray hairs. I don't need any trauma stories. It's just sort of what we don't want. Ideally, everyone doesn't have a horrible checkered past that ruins your reputation. But a man, you said the word redemption, has way greater ability to redeem himself. Whereas a woman, I don't care what it is, unless you're some simp, pay pig type of guy, you're not going to settle for a girl with a very checkered past.
No,
you guys let me know.
And can
Well,
I say
the
just
chat, the poll, sorry to cut you
No,
off.
you're fine.
We actually have 50-50 on our poll.
Okay.
I think it's
And
split down the
honestly-
middle.
That honestly makes a lot of sense
Yeah.
because it matters for both. I think we tend to like poop on the women, like it's all like if the women and the women,
All our
but it's like
fault.
it matters if the man has a bad past too. It matters if he's
does.
sleeping around and has a 100 body count too, because he won't be faithful. Yes, it does matter, Adam.
Okay, there
You
there
can't
might
tell
be an
me it
element of
doesn't.
there.
I think you're a little
It's not
biased
the
because
same.
you're a man.
I think two things.
Let me tell you something.
Cool to have bad ones.
I don't
think
like
it could be
kick-ass
true
and
in
a
a
Can I
woman.
say the
A good woman
differentiator
doesn't
here?
want a
Go ahead.
man
Can I say the
who's had a
differentiator?
100 body count.
So the differentiator here is that a woman is going to be severely affected by her past.
Yes.
The emotional nature, our creator who created us the way he did, we are going to be affected by it. And so it is going to carry baggage. It is going to weigh things down. It is going to make it a lot harder. Whereas men can disassociate from their emotions a little more.
Yeah.
They're able to pick up, move
Yeah, I
on,
agree, 100%.
leave things behind.
I'll say one thing before we move to the next topic, because not anything is like it's 100% this and 0%. It's not basically a binary thing. The past matters, no doubt. That's not what we're talking about. We're talking about Kamala here. We're talking about like nobody even brings up the fact that he was sleeping with a nanny. Whatever. This is a scumbag dude or whatever. Move on. They're not going to let this thing go. Now, granted, she's in the limelight here. But you brought up the 100-person thing. I love this example. I'll tell you why. You know what a dude who has slept with 100 girl is? He's got some game.
Experience.
He's
baby.
got game.
Yeah.
Like he had to talk, like spit some game, have a nice apartment, bring it back,
money.
pay for the
Yeah,
bills. All right, we're gonna get drinks. I got some cool friends. I got some cool stories. He has to have game. For a girl to sleep with 100 men, you know what she needs to have? Just be a hoe. Just be a hoe. Walk outside.
The guy's a hoe
Some
too,
dude-
though. He might have game, but
He's a hoe with game. She just a hoe.
Oh my gosh.
That's it. I'm telling
Depends
you.
on the quality of girls that
But
the
there's
guy
no-
is
there's
sleeping,
no
because there's a lot
difficulty in
out
it.
there you can just kind of like, because
Sure.
you meet the hoes and then they come together. So
And then it's a whole
That's
party.
the
Point
I'm
is,
saying- I don't know.
There's respect in doing things that are difficult, and it's difficult for a guy to obtain 100 hookups
Yeah.
with attractive women. It's not
Yeah.
difficult for even an ugly woman to get 100 hookups with.
And you know what that
average
is?
dudes.
It's biology.
Yeah.
It's biology that we're talking
Yeah.
about.
What are you
100%.
saying?
Yeah.
I think that men are built a certain way and women are built a certain way, and so that's why all these expectations we're talking about it in very like social terms,
Yeah.
but it's not social. It's actually just science.
Yeah,
Yeah,
quantity
100%.
versus
Yeah, it's
quality for
fundamental.
Brandon can impregnate all you guys right now. You guys don't only carry one baby.
crazy.
Sorry, I said
Not
it.
everyone.
I don't know if everybody here can carry a baby. I don't
Keep
know.
it in there.
Brandon's got game. I see him putting in the game. You guys let me know. I don't know. Whatever the 50-50 thing was going on, that's good. By the way, guys, if you thought we're just going to have some light, fluffy conversations today, that was just round one. Round two, ding, ding, ding. We're talking boxing right now. How many of you heard red or green? That's it. Have heard the story of the alleged male boxer in the Olympics beating up women in the Olympics? The story. How many have heard? Yes, yes, yes. She has not heard. Yes, no. So most of you guys have heard this story. So here's the story. Can we pull up the article real quick, just so here's the story of what's going on.
Boxer Iman
Yeah, go ahead,
Khalif
Nat.
advances to gold medal bout with another victory amid gender misconceptions.
There you go. And we're going to play the video that's associated with this in a second, but let me just set the tone here. Algerian boxer Iman Khalif, that's her. She destroyed her Italian opponent. This was about a week or so ago. Her Italian opponent is Angela Carini. She gets in the ring. They're like, are we ready to go? She hits her, bang, in 46 seconds. The girl goes, yeah, I'm out. I'm out. She didn't knock her out. She didn't fall down. She got hit. She goes, yeah, I'm good.
Yeah,
Oh,
fuck that.
dang.
And everyone's like, whoa, what was that? Like, what happened? She goes, that was the hardest I've ever been punched in my life. And just newsflash, she's in the Olympics for boxing. It's not like it's her first fight and she's some random girl.
Yeah.
She quit the fight. She's like, I'm out. So then here's what happens. She said she quit to quote unquote save her life. It's what the Italian girl said. The internet goes insane. Shocked you guys haven't heard about this. Internet goes insane. The IBA, so there's two things you need to understand here. There's the IBA, which is the International Boxing Association. They start claiming, yo, it's because That's a dude.
Yeah.
That's a dude.
That's where they're going to go first.
Show the image of the boxer again. And they claimed that
that name.
Khalif failed, this person failed their past gender eligibility test and has male chromosomes and should not be able to compete in the Olympics. To which the Olympics, the IOC, goes, nah, we've actually done our due diligence here. We're the Olympic Committee. We stand with the Algerian athlete. She's insisting that she's female. And we find her so. And then they start it's almost like this Twitter roar between the Olympic Committee and the International Boxing. They're essentially saying, you're just this Russian run corrupt organization. You have no legitimacy here. We've actually banned you from the Olympics in 2019. So all this is going on here. We don't know what to believe. So I want to have this conversation with her, especially with two people who identify as trans here. Yeah. Also just regular family, conservative, everything going on here. Here's what, I don't know, bro. You tell me. I might get canceled today. Who fucking knows?
Not this
Play the Algerian boxer, what she had to say. The beginning, you can see her kind of warming up, and then she gets into speaking at around 40 seconds.
Here we go.
هذا الشيء هذا هو السؤال اللي راني نطرح فيه النفسي انا بحد ذاتي نقول علاش حتى الان لماذا حتى الان يصير هذا الشيء
happening now. I don't care what is important that I came here with the focus on my goal, which is the Olympics. Today I am in the semifinals. God willing, I will be up to the challenge in the semifinals, and God willing, I will be able to keep it under control and pass these two stages of the semifinals.
Okay.
It says, I send a message to all the people of the world to uphold the Olympic principles according to the Olympic Charter, to refrain from bullying all athletes because of things has affected massive effects. It can destroy people. It can kill people's thoughts, spirits, and mind, and it can divide people. And because of that, I ask them to refrain from bullying.
Okay.
And that's it.
So that's what she had to say. So I don't know what's going on here. They're saying one thing, they're saying the other. I'm going to show you some clips in a second. Trump weighed in on this. Senators weighed in this. There's other stories out there. So did you say you've been following this story, Carmen?
Yes.
What are your thoughts on what's going on here?
Okay. First of all, I just want to put out there, I don't think trans women should be competing against biological women, in sports or whatever. I think we should have our own category. I think we should have our own Olympics. That's fair. Aside from that, there are biologically born women who have XY chromosome. She's not the only one. Actually, there's another person on TikTok that was sharing her experience. And I think it's interesting to show that there are biological women that are very strong. Women come in all different shapes and sizes, different builds. And I actually find it really interesting, her story, because she's not trans. She is not a trans person.
So what do you think is the misconception here? Because
that women are weak.
She was born.
I don't know.
I'm not even going with that. You're saying she was born with XY chromosomes. Typically, men have XY chromosomes.
But she's had
so how does she have XY chromosomes and be a female? So explain the difference.
I don't know. Ask God. Ask
Wouldn't
Jesus.
she then be intersex, Carmen?
She might be. I guess she's intersex.
We used to call it hermaphrodite, right?
Yeah, that's what I would say.
There were other terms we used to use.
So she is trans. Intersex falls into the trans umbrella.
I don't know.
This is something where you're born. My understanding, and I have not assessed this athlete and their genitalia, but the idea is that you're born one way. It's very confusing. Maybe your parents who don't understand think that you have a vagina, and then as you go into puberty, you actually develop as a male, and then you know that you were a male. And especially because this person is Algerian, I'm pretty sure they'd be wearing a burqa if they were actually a woman. And also, as a woman, you can't be pumping yourself with testosterone to go and compete. You would be completely disqualified. So no, in this case, it seems pretty clear. It's completely inappropriate. I think the Olympic Committee has a very clear agenda for having this person in the Olympics.
So Carmen bring up a great point, by the way. Yeah, Carmen brought up a really good point. I want to come to you in a second. Does anybody think that born men should be competing with actual women?
No.
Is that a thing that anyone?
They shouldn't.
But it seems to be pervasive.
I think
you're going through your transition now. You said that Carmen's been doing this for 15 years. So she transitioned.
Yeah.
But you're 4 years in.
Yeah, I turned.
What does that mean? So literally, what does that mean? 5 years ago, if I met you, what were you? And where are you now? Explain, please.
Okay, so I feel like I think that personally, there's a lot of nuance. And I think that that's what a lot of people are missing, where if I'm honest with you, I don't think the girls are ready to sit down and have their transition or their womanhood like dissected to that point where like piggybacking off of what Carmen said, there are biological women that have high testosterone levels naturally. Like we understand this. Like I think that the narrative that is being pushed on is that trans women and women like are the same thing. We're not. I think that our experiences are parallel, but they're not linear. And I think that I know what a woman is because I looked back and I came out of one. I like, you know what I mean? So like, I think that it's more so the fact of like, we need to come to a point where we can see the nuance in the, like, you have like people that are transitioning like really, really young, like that are now growing up. Like there's certain topics that you just see that isn't like, there's just a lot of nuance for it to be like fully like dissected. It's not just that simple.
Can I give you credit for something and even Carmen credit for something? And you push back. Here's what happened. So we're not arguing here. We're like, all right, cool. These people are making sense. I'll tell you what the challenge I'm having is.
Okay.
So I'm on a date. Well, you know, our friend, a while back, and I'm at the Standard in Miami. If you've ever been to the Standard, it's like bohemian. It's dope. It's amazing. And there's clearly a trans woman. With a full-on beard. I mean, not a 5 o'clock shadow, like, didn't try to hide it. And this is me. I'm like looking, like, because I look straight up. Like, I'll look at a pretty girl. I'll look at a weird dude. Like, I'm looking.
Right.
You know, like, my head's turning. I'm paranoid. I'm just seeing what's out there. And the girl, I'm like, Adam, stop looking. I'm like, what do you mean? Like,
that's
a chick with a beard. You're gonna offend her.
You're done.
Yeah. So I'm like, what are you worried about? Like, why are you so worried?
Yeah.
She's like, I don't want to offend anybody. I'm like,
that's the problem.
Me looking at.
But why shouldn't that person be able to like take up space at a bar? Who cares?
No.
Yeah, seriously.
1
Not everybody
million
needs to look like everyone's ideal picture of what a woman
that guy,
looks like.
that woman, whatever it is,
Just saying.
he can do cartwheels, he can do spins, he can do whatever he wants, but I can't look at him? So the argument that I had, and this is my point, is now I'm arguing with this white liberal girl over what I can do, whereas I'm not even arguing with a trans woman about the mechanics. So what's my point, Adam? I don't even think the trans community is that like, this is what it is. I see white liberal women
it is that.
Being more like, oh my God, than even the trans community.
Yeah, 100% I
so
agree
white
with
liberal
you.
lady, shut the up. What's your point?
I think for me, it's like we have a lot of misinformation, like where you have people that aren't actually in fact trans or actually taking the steps in order to affirm their gender, speaking for trans women, where it's causing a lot of confusion. You know what I mean? I say that I'm a trans woman. I'm taking hormones. I have taken the steps. I've gotten my name legally changed. I came out to my family. I walk through society as a trans woman. This isn't a costume. I can't take this off. You know what I mean? Like already, like my biology has been altered. Like that's what makes me trans. So like there are people that, you know, for like what Carmen said, take up the space. You know what I'm saying? Take up space. You are a human being. You have the right to walk on this earth like all of us do. But it does make it confusing for someone that like wants to be an ally or wants to understand and then has these has that question and it can't necessarily be asked. You know what I mean? So I am sorry that you know.
No, you're incredibly reasonable. Yeah. Brandon, I'm gonna come to you in a second, but I want to play some of these clips and then we're gonna react to this real quick. Okay. So here's Trump. Basically saying, by the way, like fake news, it's fake. This whole Algerian boxer thing, it turned out it wasn't like, in my estimation, she's probably a woman.
That is a woman.
She's female, not a man. But there's the whole XY thing. I don't know. I'm not out there doing cup checks. But here's Trump weighing in on what he perceived was a man fighting a woman in the Olympics. Go ahead.
Go.
Women's sports. You saw the boxer today, the Italian female boxer, just saying, I can't be. 2 shots. 2 shots. She pulled away. She said, I can't fight this.
40 seconds in.
Well, she got hit with 2 jabs, and a jab is not supposed to be that bad. I mean, I love the stuff, but I'm not used to taking jabs. It's not my thing, but I will tell you, 2 jabs, and she said, no more, I don't want, because she got hit so hard. She said, I've never been hit like that before.
Yep.
And, you know, I always use weightlifting as the ultimate. but I think that fight may be, there will be no men playing in women's sports when we're elected.
This is, Trump's taking a stand. Then you have these senators. Here's this article right here. 23 Republican senators send a letter to keep men out of women's sports. We know, this is a whole topic. Everything that happened with Leah Thomas. Do you remember the whole Leah Thomas story?
Yes.
Which basically just highlighted the situation. Do we have a picture of Leah Thomas when she was accepting the award for first place? Do we have that, Troy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Right there.
So
Come on, baby. That's a whole dude.
There's full on Sasquatch. You're a trans woman.
That's a whole dude.
That's a full on dude.
That's like towering over those women, like
just dunking on women, and they're like, yeah, third place. That's why Riley Gaines is famous.
Oh, yeah.
No.
Then here's this video of there's this basketball game. Do we have the video of the basketball game of a trans player injures not one, not two, 3 high school players in this game?
Oh my God.
Go ahead, watch this clip. So game on. All right, let's get the rebound. The trans player's on the bottom right. He gets the rebound, elbowing.
Wait, why?
Okay, there it is. So you got Jerk Nowitzki out here. A dude in a ponytail is what it seems. This girl's kidney's done. Okay? And
poor baby.
so these are the types of things you're seeing out there.
Wait,
Last
wait,
article.
Well, who's the trans one?
You don't
The
see
one-
the tall one?
The back up a second.
I can't see because I can't see
that.
Back up a second. The one with the rebound who gives the woman the kidney shot.
But was
Play
this
it
like
again.
a co-ed situation? Like what is?
No, this is a
that's a
girls'
girls'
middle
team,
school
Carmen.
team.
Like, what the hell?
Oh no, that's not fair.
Okay, it's not fair. Coming from
No.
person who
I'd
is
be
trans.
pissed
Okay,
if that was my
last
kid.
thing, and then here's the article that I want you guys to weigh in on. Here's a Wall Street Journal article in the Wall Street Journal today. So the behind the movement to turn back the clock on gender roles. Go back up. There's JD Vance, obviously. A group of Americans believes the country has strayed too far from the focus on supporting heterosexual couples and everything that basically comes out. So this is in the news. This is the Olympics. This is what's going on. Here are some very reasonable people who are like, yo, if you're born a man, you should not compete against the women. You went out and said that there should be a third category.
Yeah, I 100% agree.
Okay.
It'll end the argument. I can go toe to toe against Carmen. Me and Carmen can go to. Okay,
Yo, I want to see that.
I think that would be entertaining.
Would you guys arm wrestle right now?
We can deadlift. We can deadlift. I can go toe to toe against Carmen.
How tall
know
are
what
you,
I'm
by
saying?
the way?
I'm 5'10".
Carmen, how tall are you?
5'10".
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Daya, okay, can we do a social experiment here?
Okay,
There's
we're getting
tall
on
people-
topic. This is not what I want to
No,
talk
no,
about.
I just want to see how tall you guys are. Can we do that?
Why?
No, why?
No.
No, let's not. Let's okay.
No.
Brandon, stand up.
Why?
See?
What's wrong with doing this?
Are we all standing?
Everyone stand. I don't care.
What?
Okay.
I'm okay. No, why would we say that? What?
All stand.
We're good, Thais. Okay.
Can we do a flex?
Okay, do a flex. Do a flex. Okay. I don't know how to flex.
Who's the tallest person on the panel?
I would say me.
I think you.
No, you got 6'6" heels on, girl. Okay. Anyway, everyone have a seat. Thank you. This wasn't a weird thing. I just wanted to see.
You do have heels.
But there's a clear distinction between height and all that. So, Brandon,
Okay, I just want to
weigh in
just
on
say
this.
something,
Oh yeah,
please.
go ahead. Carmen.
There are biological women, female-bodied people who are way taller than me, way more brolic. I see them at the gym all the time. I don't think physicality matters.
Yeah.
As far as this intersex person,
Yes.
I think okay, it's fair if they have a biological advantage over everyone else. Things, when you're talking about sports, competitive sports, you have to be reasonable and fair to everyone else that's competing. It's not fair for a biological male to compete over a biological female in that arena. That makes sense, unless it's like a co-ed game and whatever. But, it's up to the Olympics to set those regulations, right? And to check on who's competing. That's how I feel about it as a trans person. Like, I'd love to see a trans Olympics. Like, there's like a special Olympics.
It's
What do you
our
think?
numbers,
I think the
our numbers
viewership
are,
would
Can we
be.
have our own
I think the viewership are pretty high.
The thing is that our numbers
I think the
are so
viewership for our
small.
trans Olympics will be higher than just women competing.
Yeah.
I think like
I
our
think
numbers
so
are so
too.
small already statistically. Like the last time I checked, like we make up 0.07% of the population.
Yeah.
It's
So
like
and then
7% of
gay
the U.S. now.
Yeah, what?
LGBT is like 7% of the
Yeah,
U.S.
that was
now.
my next point. Yeah, like and then like gay, bi, like because like the T is just an identity. That's
Yes.
not. That's a
community,
whole
the
other
whole thing,
separate
yeah.
conversation. Like trans people make up 0.07% of the population. Our numbers are already really small. So I understand why it is that like they're not coming up with this. It's not feasible. Would that in like a perfect world, would it be awesome if we had like our own Olympics? That'd be great. You know what I'm saying? Like you have like the Paralympics, you know what I'm saying? For like you have that
Special Olympics,
that's
things
great.
like that.
You know what I'm saying?
But we don't change
Troy,
the rules
pull
for
up-
regular
Troy-
Olympics to incorporate Special Olympics. That's
Exactly.
why they are separate.
Exactly. Great point.
That's why.
I
Troy,
agree.
pull up that stat with those 4 graphs of different generations. Because you bring up a good point. This one right here, it's only 0.7%, whatever it is. But trans is the new trend. I mean, if you look at the stats over here.
We've always been here. I think now it's just the fact that we have so much visibility.
Yeah.
Where now there's so much visibility and
We've
like
always been here, babe.
We've always been here.
We just had to hide and live in the shadows and not tell anyone.
So I'm not doubting the visibility here. Yeah. Here's the stat right here. By the way, all I'm doing is looking at the stat from 2022. And people, this is what percentage of U.S. adults identify as LGBT. This is the inclusive, the L's, the G's, the B's, the T's.
Right.
And you can see in 2014, it was a certain number. In 2017, it was a certain number. 2022, it's skyrocketed. Now, here's the difference. The purple are the oldest people. Their number hasn't changed much.
Right.
And by the way, those are the people most likely to be like, I'm 80. I don't give a fuck. I'm gay. I don't, whatever it is. The baby boomers, who are basically in their 60s, 70s at this point, their numbers haven't changed that much. The Gen Xers, who are essentially 40s and 50s, their numbers haven't changed that much. But when you get into millennials, and especially Gen Z, the numbers have skyrocketed.
Right.
We're now almost 20% of Gen Z identify as LGBT. So to your credit, you guys are a small number. I get it. But why are 20% of young people identifying?
Look at the times.
It's
Look at the times right now.
Yeah.
Look at the times right now. Now it's a little bit more socially acceptable for you to like come out and stuff. Like, I know the point that you're probably going to try to
get
drive
in and then have the conversation. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, rebut what I say, sure. But so for young people, anything that you put in front of them is
they're impressionable. Yes, I agree.
Yeah, so I don't know, maybe 5% of them is a part of LGBT in reality, but the rest of the 15%, there's no way that 20% of kids that are under the age of 18 are truly part of LGBT.
I agree with you.
That's an all-out attempt from the people who run the world to try to slow population growth. I mean, I have no problem with people being part of that community, whatever. Do your thing. I'm all about freedom, but to try to encourage a large group of people to get permanent changes done, which is what's happening.
I agree with you.
Yeah, I'm saying that's what I'm totally against. That's what I don't think is a good thing. But there's no question in my mind that's happening, and that's why the Olympics wouldn't even go through the trouble of testing this person. So, I mean, how easy would it be to test this person, see, all right, are they a guy or are they a girl? But all we hear is speculation. So, it's all part of this concerted effort to slow population growth, in my opinion.
And that individual was banned in other boxing federations in other countries already and was not allowed to fight against women.
Oh, I didn't know that.
I also want to
thank you for sharing that.
Yeah,
Like,
that individual had already been told no.
I want to comment on the phrase socially acceptable because it's not that it's more socially acceptable. It's a social contagion now. And it is popular. The same way you have clusters of anorexia among girls, you have clusters of girls identifying as whatever this is, LGBT, within that, the T part especially, it's a contagion.
Well, look at how coincidental in 2020 the numbers start shooting up really high. That was when we were all forced inside of our houses on our screens, a screen in front of us, and kids mostly who were trying to keep, some sort of a social life, and so they did that online, and that's how they built up TikToks.
I 100% agree with what is being said. I'm not I'm not gonna argue against it. I think that we're in the times right now. We live in a cyber world. You know what I'm saying? It's a very meta-driven world. So I remember now I would say I'm a millennial. I saw girls saying that they were bi. I saw girls that or boys and girls that were went through that goth stage. I went through that, or the scene stage or whatever. I think that there's phases. Do I agree with you that I don't think a child at 15, 16 has a full scope of what it is to walk this path. So I don't think that they should have the access to get chemically castrated or start hormone blockers, all these things. We were having the conversation on the way over here. I 100% agree with that. I stand 10 toes down and let kids be kids. But we need to understand that we live in a meta world. It's a cyber world. So yes, 100%. The whole the pandemic, the pandy happened, all of that. We were isolated. We were on our phones, all of that. But that's the world that we're in right now. So the resources that we have now weren't the resources that I didn't know what trans was. I knew, if I can really sit here and pinpoint it, I already knew that I was trans maybe by 15, like middle school, I already knew. But I didn't have the resources. To take the step or like the support that I have now. I didn't like.
Do you wish you had it back then?
I really do, because like for me.
So then why would you say that you don't think that they should have access to it?
I think that you should have access to it, but I don't think, one thing is you having the resources and it being there, and then I think it's the other thing is you actually taking like a 13-year-old kid shouldn't be on puberty blockers, dude. Like there's like little girls that are going through a little phase that maybe they just need a little bit more attention, or they don't know, they haven't figured it out yet. Shouldn't be going to get their teeth chopped off.
Bingo. By the way, what's the earliest age a kid should be able to get puberty blockers, hormone blockers,
if you have to be
like
18 to get a freaking tattoo, you can be 14 and get your nuts chopped off.
21 to drink, 20. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
It just doesn't make any sense.
Carmen, last word before we go on.
I just wanted to put it out there that it's important to acknowledge the fact that there is a lot of visibility, because I'm a millennial and coming up when I was even in kindergarten, and I remember wanting to wake up the next day as a girl because I had that inside of me.
Yeah, me too.
But I didn't know what that was. I knew it was socially unacceptable or just looked down upon to even be gay or express femininity as a male person or whatever it is. And so you hide all of that. And I think now it's a mix of people being influenced in the wrong way because it's glamorized. And I have a problem with tokenizing extremely feminine looking trans person. That's why I don't feel comfortable always introducing myself as a trans person, because it doesn't matter to me, you know. And I hate when people want to say, but you're so beautiful, so I give you acceptance or access more than a trans person with a beard at the bar. Like, we are both in the same sort of journey. If she's transitioning, I don't know, but I'm just saying, giving an example, like, I have a lot more visibility now and confidence as a trans person being who I am, which has helped me have the confidence to say I'm trans and to talk about those things. And that's important. But I also think it needs to be regulated. And I think that, you know, taking actions to support your transition as a teenager is wrong. I waited till I was 25, almost 26 years old.
I waited till I was
to transition, to take medication, to get surgery and all that.
You waited
stuff.
till you're 25?
Yeah,
And
I'm
how old
going
are
to
you
be
now?
40.
Jesus.
Girl, you
look
I started.
We just talked
I take care of
about.
myself.
We just talked about not saying she's beautiful, make people uncomfortable.
No, it's
I'm just kidding.
I'll take that compliment. I'll take that compliment.
How old are you?
So good.
I'm 28. I started when I was 23, like actually taking like hormones at
So,
23. Like first needle in my ass cheek, 23.
Oh my God.
All right, wow. Final point before we move on. Erin, she brought up a word, great word, social contagion. I don't even know if the social contagion is specifically this. I'll tell you what it is. I think the social contagion is this instant gratification culture that has basically transpired since the advent of social media. And it basically catapulted to the atmosphere during COVID, like Nicole said about this. So this get rich quick, instant gratification, microwave culture hustle, basically this an element of it is what happened with the L, the G, the B, the T's. Because I remember in middle school and high school, there was girls I was friends with. They played on like the boys' middle school team, like, baseball team. They were tomboys at the time.
Yeah, exactly.
Now here's what happened to a couple of those girls that I'm still friends with here in Miami today. One is just a full-on lesbian now. She's a lesbian. She didn't transition, not just a lesbian. I see her. One is a wife, mother. She's a woman. She's actually went through a tomboy phase. She likes sports.
Yes.
What they didn't do was do a transition, hormone blockers, puberty blockers. There's also some gay dudes that I see them out in South Beach. I'm, what's up, man? Like, you knew something was up. And they were questioning. I remember like in middle school, they're like, yeah, I'm just a gay guy. But the problem is those kids these days, 20 years ago, the problem with this instant gratification is social contagion. All those kids wouldn't have the ability to have the playing the long game. All right, they would all be on puberty blockers. They would all be the kids. They should be able to chop off whatever they want, and that's the biggest problem. Is this instant gratification? I think I'm a girl. I think I'm a boy. Chop it off, hormone blocker, whatever. Versus like,
let's
play the long game. Let's see what happens here.
It's also automatic
that's part
authority.
Of the social
you get
contagion.
automatic authority over everyone else that you didn't earn. And that is also a huge part of that. You go to a university and your professor misgenders you, and now you get them fired. Now they lose tenure. And that's what's happening.
That's ridiculous.
And
That's ridiculous.
honestly, it's on guys like you who are capable of having a rational conversation to declare war on the psychos that are part of this community that have hijacked your community to exercise the social control. Like there is a large group of people who are total people like you.
I'm just messing
who are
with you.
capable of
Alphabet Mafia, get him.
I'm sorry, guys. You gotta
Rude.
with the joke.
Alphabet Mafia, get him.
He does bring up a good point.
Yeah, because there's a large portion of people in that community that are psychopaths that treat this like a religion that you guys need to declare war on.
cult. Yeah,
you're
it's
in the
like a
biggest
cult.
position of
Listen,
strength
we've
to do
all seen the video of the trans woman who's like, "It's ma'am," and just
yes,
goes
we've all seen it.
crazy.
Right.
Look,
Where
I
it's
think-
like that's not helping your cause; it's hurting your
it's
cause.
not. 100%.
Speaking of helping the cause, hurting the cause, next topic that I want to discuss is what's going on with Elon Musk. Quick topic. So he's vowed to kill what he calls the woke mind virus. He did an interview with Jordan Peterson. Not sure if you saw this, and so people are saying, "Listen, this guy's got all the money in the world, all the clout in the world. He owns X, Twitter now. He can do whatever he wants. And the number one thing on his agenda is destroying the woke mind virus." So I think we have a clip from what he did with Jordan Peterson. We played that, but then there's a response. Do you have that, Troy?
Here we go. Go, Troy.
Into signing documents for one of my older boys, Xavier. This was before I had really any understanding of what was going on, and we had COVID going on, and so there was a lot of confusion. They call it dead naming for a reason.
Yeah,
All right, so the reason it's called dead naming is because your son is dead.
Oh.
So my son Xavier is dead, killed by the woke mind virus. So I vowed to destroy it.
So he says my son is dead. I mean, that's a pretty
statement.
powerful statement right there. Then there's some throwbacks right here. If you go to the top of the post, he basically says,
even though Elon Musk was super busy, he still made time for his family.
this is him with his kids. Doesn't he say something about all my 5 boys are happy?
Super happy, yes.
Okay.
Well, that
So
kid
he's-
cut him off.
Exactly. So here's a video. You can play it real quick.
Whether his car company is as prolific as he is.
Him being interviewed, the 5 boys is one of the boys.
You can tell he's glad to be here. Yes.
So
Make the Tesla more.
We'll be right back.
Is that Grimes?
That was worth coming in.
no, this was his first wife that he had 5 boys with, Justine. Now, the son that he mentioned that is dead named, and this is what I want to get you guys input on, was named Xavier.
Okay.
The son's name was Xavier. He basically, when did he tweet that?
He tweeted that on August 4th.
Of what year?
I think this year.
He just did this. So
yeah.
He's basically saying, I remember a time when all my 5 boys were happy. Okay. To which his former son, formerly named Xavier, dead named, now called Vivian, said basically, "Shut up, Dad."
Oh.
And he says Elon Musk's daughter, Vivian, calls him absolutely pathetic and a serial adulterer. Now, that's her now. She's probably 18, I'm assuming, give or take. We have her response to what he says about basically, my son's dead, has been dead named. This is serious stuff. This is life and death and kids and everything.
Right.
So go to basically about 40 seconds in. Troy, you can talk. Where she starts to give a quote? Right there. Can you punch in exactly on the quote or even play it and maybe we can hear her
just
words?
Zoom in on the computer.
Troy,
I'll
talk.
read it.
Can you punch in?
Right there. I can read it.
Go ahead.
It says, "Look, I don't know if I genuinely believe this or not. If you live in your own delusional fantasy land, and frankly, I don't care. It seems to me like you are trying to rebuild your brand image as the caring paternal father, which I will not let go unchallenged. If I'm going to be honest, this is absolutely." Oh no!
Wow.
I'm
That was
scared.
like thunder and lightning.
I'm scared. Okay, if I'm
That has
going to
never
be
happened.
honest, this is absolutely pathetic. You won't stop lying about me in interviews, books, social media, etc. Thank God you're absolutely terrible at it because otherwise this would be significantly more difficult.
Okay, there's one more quote. I'm not sure if it's before this or after this, Troy, but I know you're good. No. It's on that video.
Uh-huh.
Just expand it, please. And just go 10 seconds before this quote.
She's
before
pretty, though.
it. Keep going. No. Keep going. 10 seconds. Troy, not backwards, forwards.
Well, you said back.
This part
right here.
Yeah.
I understand your new angel is the Western. Your new angle
Punch
is
in.
the Western values Christian family man thing, but this is such a weird choice. You are not a family man. You are a serial adulterer who won't stop blank lying about your own children. You're not a Christian, as far as I'm aware. You've stepped foot in a church.
You've never stepped.
You never stepped foot in a church. You are not some what is that?
Bastion of equality and progress.
Equality and progress. You called Arabic the language of the enemy when I was 6 and have been sued for discrimination multiple times and are from, what is that?
Apartheid,
South Africa.
So, guys, here's my question. Red or green?
I'm scared.
And I really want to get your guys' consideration here.
Red or green, orange.
Based on what you're hearing, are you on team Elon? You know, I'm trying to go after the woke mind virus, the kid my son, the dead named, or you're on team Xavier / Vivian that's like, yo, I'm gonna do what the hell I want to do. Leave me alone. So green Elon, red Xavier. And I know this isn't like, I'm not on either team, but who are you more empathetic towards? That's my question.
It's Vivian, by the way.
Okay, Vivian. Pull up. So you're on team Elon. You're on more Vivian. No, Elon, Vivian. Vivian.
I really don't know.
Okay. So the fact that I called the son Xavier, because I'm just reading it, but it's actually Vivian, the whole dead naming concept, walk me through this, because in my assumption, if I'm a father and I name my son Xavier, and now he's like, no, I'm a girl now and it's Vivian, I'd have a hard time as a dad being like, well, what do you mean? Like, you're my son. Like,
well,
but I also understand that you have feelings and rights and everything. So genuinely walk us through this.
Okay. Well, first of all, I think as a parent, it's a big mistake. It's dangerous to your child to be speaking about your kid like that. Okay.
Yeah.
Because people actually thought that Elon Musk's kid died. Like, people were like, oh, like, he had a son that died. Like, was
He
killed.
actually did have a different son that died
No, I'm
right
saying,
after
like,
birth.
literally
correct.
died.
There was one that did die. This was dead named, just to be clear.
I know, but after this article came out, I had
Yes.
conversations with other people that were like, oh yeah, like this person died, like literally died, like
Yes.
whatever. And so I just think it's irresponsible as a parent to put, like, this kid's a minor, you know, just to put that business out there and have all this attention and all this responsibility put on a little kid's shoulders, in my opinion, a little kid's shoulders.
Yeah.
And, you know, I have parents. I was the only child in my mom and dad's relationship. So I had to deal with things like that, of course, as a parent. Even me now, like, if I were to have a kid right now and that person wanted to transition, I'd probably have a very hard time with that. Because when you have a kid, you have intentions for your kid. You want, you know, to raise your kid a certain way. You have this dream of your kid to live, you know, to see happen, you know, like, you want to see your kid graduate, get married, the whole 9 yards. And so I get it. And I can feel his pain, but I think he needs to deal with that privately before putting your underage child in danger, because that's dangerous.
So if I'm hearing what you're saying, you're empathetic towards how he feels
As a dad, yeah.
But Elon, shut it up.
Irresponsible. Take care of your kid, you know, be there for your kid. And I think it's up to the parents to actually sign off for the transition.
I have a question
it's
for
not
you.
Like you
it's a
can do
personal question. Feel free to say I don't feel comfortable.
Yeah.
Can you have a baby?
No.
As a trans woman, you cannot have a baby.
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, people were talking about having a uterus transplant.
Oh, girl, come on,
I
get
would
real.
never do that.
Well, explain. I don't know.
I
As a
would never
trans
do
woman,
that.
can you have a baby?
No, babe. Okay, so all right. Just to walk you a little bit through the process of what it is to transition.
Walk me through this thing.
All right, I finally, you know, I got, all right, I'm gonna do this. I talked to my dad. See, like, it's sad because my relationship with my father, from when I came out to him as gay, he kicked me out. When I came to him and I told him, hey, daddy, so I'm trans. And he's like, okay, this is the stereotypical Cuban father.
Yeah.
He said, see, this I understand. See, this I can get
So he
behind.
didn't understand that you were a gay man?
The gay thing, he did not.
Oh, yeah, what are you
understand
talking
it.
about? How are you going to be gay in my house? In my casa? Oh, my God. Where you gotta go?
Yeah. So like,
know
when
the
I came
Cuban
to him and I
poppy.
told him, okay, dad, so like I'm coming out to you. I'm coming out of the closet again. And so
Yeah.
like he's like, okay, he's like, well, and I told him, dad, I'm trans. So
Yeah.
he's like, okay, see, this I can understand. Yeah, initially when I told him, he's like, oh, okay, cool. And then we sat down and had like the conversation as far as like, all right, Dad, like the only opinion in my family I cared about was my father's. And then like he gave me his blessing, he gave me green light.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, okay, Dad, now you and I have to be a united front, because if you don't stand 10 toes down on this, no one in our family is gonna take us serious.
So what's your relationship with your father
my
now?
My father is everything for me. My dad's my hero. So like I don't
So he kicked you out of the house.
He did
how
at
long
18.
ago?
When I was 18, at the stroke of
What was
midnight on
that
my 18th
conversation
birthday,
like?
He told me, I don't want a faggot for a son. You need to
Straight
figure it
up.
out. That was, yes, wow. So like that was like,
And then now at 28,
my
he's your best friend.
photo shoots that I've done, he puts me on the screensaver of his phone. He brings me around his macho ass homeboys and
But
says, this is my daughter.
Can I be honest with you?
Carolina, and God forbid someone says anything, my dad will chew them up. He's taking me out on daddy-daughter dates. He set the tone for what it is that like how men should treat me, how like all of this.
What was the difference? Because that's very two different.
He told me, my dad, like to not go too much and like spill my dad's tea. Like my dad, like I said, like super macho ass dude. He told me, he's like, I had like gay homeboys coming up. You know what I'm saying? And like he was in jail for like 8 years, and he's obviously jail culture is you know what that is. You know what it gives. So like he said, I had homeboys in the paint that were like, they were gay, but like to be, and in Spanish, like, pa ser gay no que ser tan maricón. Like to be gay, you don't have to be so flamboyant. And like he's like, when I would see you, I toughened you up and I made you like how you are now, because I didn't know what was gonna come out of this.
Yeah.
So I wanted to make sure that you're strong and you could handle your own. So like when I told him, Dad, I'm trans, he's like, see, this makes sense to me because I never saw you as a man. Like you've always been so feminine, your demeanor, the way that you would come into the situation. I always knew that this was what was gonna be. I just wanted to give you the space for you to figure it out. You know what I mean? So like, yeah, like I don't have that. I'm lucky compared to some of my friends that their father's not in their life at all. Like my dad is like,
so
amazing.
if your last point right here, so what your relationship is with your dad is incredible. He kicks you out, you come back. Like
we thought about it.
Listen,
and then, if I'm honest with you, a lot of the issues that me and him had, it wasn't even about the gay thing. Like when me and him sat there, like, and started unpacking it, and I took him out. I always tell like LGBT youth, like I'm not at this point looking to the camera.
Yeah.
Guys out there, like all the cute little caros out there, all the little Carmens, I promise you, the day that you take your parents off of the pedestal of mom and dad and you just see them, for in my example, as Jose and Nuria, and you demystify it and you just see them as a person, you're gonna realize that your parents are human beings with unresolved trauma, just like you. So if you don't sit there and take the time to actually unpack all of these things, unpack, hey, you did, and hold your parents accountable. At the end of the day, being gay or being trans, like that already kids themselves, like rather if they're straight, gay, whatever it is, children don't come with a handbook. Like your parents are doing the best that they can. Like, you know, so when I sat there with him and I started unpacking everything, we started realizing that it was just things that his dad had did to him, or like certain things that like he just didn't, he tried his best. Like the woman I am today, I would not trade my father for the world. He has like given me the tools that I need to be able to survive this. Like I've gotten fired from jobs because I'm trans. There have been opportunities that I haven't been able to have because I'm trans. Like,
well, I'll tell you this before we
like,
move on. What you're saying, we say this all the time, and hopefully Elon Musk.
My dad's my hero, babe.
Hopefully
so
Elon Musk.
It's sad that Vivian doesn't have that relationship with her father. And
well, this is what
there's
is
an
going to
uncovered side.
Hold on, guys, because we have like 20 minutes left. What you're going through is what all parents and their kids need to go through, and we talk about it all the time.
Yeah, it's not the gay thing or trans. It doesn't matter.
It's the fact that when you're young, you idolize your parents.
Yeah.
And then as you get older, you villainize your parents. And then as you get older and older, and you become a parent yourself, you grow up, you humanize your parents. And that's exactly what's happening here. So eventually,
it's just the family
Elon
drama
Musk,
that they need to.
The kid, the idolized, I love my kids, I love my dad. Then it's villainizing, I hate you, dad, I hate you, dad.
Yeah.
Eventually, they're going to have a come to Jesus moment. It's like, you know what? You're my kid, you're my spawn. But
that's what my dad
told me. So we'll see if that happens with Elon Musk. There we go.
Real quick,
one more.
Hold on. Elon.
One more story.
We're leaving that part uncovered.
One more story.
I agree with you.
One more story.
What was that?
Team Elon.
We're leaving a whole part of the
Team
Elon
over
uncovered.
here.
Guys, we got 20 minutes left, and I want to do 3 stories. So here we go.
Sorry.
In the spirit of this right now, we're going to talk about how cancel culture is now coming for MrBeast. So cancel culture is trying to tame the beast. MrBeast's racist and sexist remarks are resurfacing. Now, here's a guy who's 26 years old now. He's been doing YouTube for 10 years. He's 16. He's the biggest. Does anybody not know who MrBeast is?
I don't know who that is.
Straight up?
How? I'm so serious.
Okay.
Like, maybe if you show me like a picture or something.
Well,
like
you're
that.
about to see a video. So here's a resurface clip. He's the biggest YouTuber in the history of YouTube.
He's much older now.
Here's a resurface clip of him basically saying things about black people, about homophobic remarks, about slurs, about this, that, the other. And then on top of this, one of his homies, his cohorts, Chris, with a C, is now Chris with a K. I'll let you guys debate that. He came out as trans, and he also came out with doing some things. Play this initial video, and we're going to have a conversation if MrBeast is actually going to go through cancel culture and tame the beast. Go ahead.
Selling N-word for $400 money?
Huh?
The most I would pay is like $300. Sorry, $400 is just out of my price range for that type of stuff. QQ, shut the fuck up, you stupid faggot. If the video was looped, how would I call you a stupid faggot? Exactly, it's not looped, fucking dumbass. N-word, 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 N-word. Thanks, Hassan, for the donation, I appreciate it. No more, no, boys, no more typing the N-word in chat, no more cursing. Selling 10 for $69 each.
Oh my God.
That's a steep price. I don't think you're gonna get any sales. I'm kidding.
Okay. So listen, word to the wise. Internet is forever. Like, here's a kid who's been streaming forever. Now, why is this coming up now? This guy's been doing streaming forever, right?
Yeah, why now?
Because there's a story, which you guys may have heard of. His former co-host, who now goes by Ava Chris Tyson, he used to be Chris Tyson, he basically cut ties with the recently transitioned Ava because
Grooming allegations.
allegedly there was some grooming going on that when she was 20, engaged in a friendship with a 13-year-old boy. And then they ended up meeting up after that when the boy was 16 and he was 24. And they met at a scheduled area when he turned 16. It was grooming. It's being classified as grooming. So we also have a video from Andrew Tate, who's definitely going to capitalize on, you're a trans red pill queen. It's amazing.
I love Daddy
Here's what
Tate.
Tate had to say about MrBeast. Go ahead.
Let's see.
So MrBeast's tranny friend, he's been caught talking to kids, trying to fuck children. Surprise, surprise. Didn't see that one coming. Fucking hell. You know what's most amazing to me about this whole scenario? That nobody seems to point out this guy's name. MrBeast. They think that's a bit of a strange name. I'm sure I could Google it and there'd be some bullshit reason why he's called MrBeast. I'm sure they're coming with some stupid story that when he was a kid he had a figurine called Beast, and then when he grew up he wanted to be a figurine. Some fucking garbage. Why would the largest YouTube channel with an affinity towards children in the world be named after the beast from the devil? Why would that happen? Is that a coincidence? Considering the fact that you don't get to become the largest YouTube channel in the world without permission from the Matrix, because they throttle the accounts they don't like, and they take subscribers off, and they prevent the accounts that tell the truth from getting views.
Okay, so we know how Tate feels about this.
Yeah.
So you have the biggest YouTuber in the game. Hold on, Carolina. Thank you. Which is my new co-host right here. We have MrBeast basically saying, yeah, like I said some wild ass shit. We'll see what happens. The trans thing, Tate's thing. I mean, this is something you're aware of this story. Yes. What are your thoughts on what's going on here? Should MrBeast get canceled? Is he going to get canceled? Is the ramifications of what his co-host did basically pinned on him? What are your thoughts?
There are like 6 questions in there.
Go for it all.
What do I think?
All of it.
No, I don't think it's a coincidence. The story is coming out now. With the I think that people are trying to pin him for not sticking by someone who's been exposed. There's a lot about his family drama. I refer to him as Chris, it's Chris. It's a man to me. You could do whatever you want. You could take whatever hormones you want, dress however you want. I think you're born a man or born a woman, and that's generally how I see things. So I don't use the word trans, actually. I think you can do whatever you want, take up whatever space you want, but you are still a man to me. You look wonderful. You look great. But
yeah, girl,
you're not a
you
woman
stand on
to
that
me.
side of the
That's
street,
your
and we
opinion.
stand on this side, and
That's your opinion. I'm not here to debate that.
Yeah,
so.
but I think that's a big thing. That is a huge part of this story, which is the hate that is coming out about Chris and how he abandoned his wife and his kid, which was not covered here. And in terms of MrBeast and if he should be canceled for those things, I mean, I think that we have double standards in the space. I think some people get canceled and some people don't. So I mean, he's not saying the N-word. He's reading things. Is he laughing, being silly? Is that embarrassing? Did he probably grow from that? Yeah.
Well, during the whole trans debate, why didn't you bring that up? When
girl, why wait till now? Stand on it.
I was trying, but I couldn't get a word in.
What do you have to say about that?
About what?
What you just said. You said that you don't think
stand
that
on it. That's the hill you want to stand on. Stand on it.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'll say this. I've said this on air. I said it's my pinned tweet on my Twitter at Aaron Wexler. It's all over my Instagram, which is non-libtake. You're a man or you're a woman, but I think you could do whatever you want. So you dress the way you want.
See, but like,
doesn't bother
this is the thing
me.
where
Like,
okay,
do whatever
like,
you want.
I really want to make sure that you drove it in because I don't want it to sound like I'm like speaking over your like that.
Yeah, you're.
Yeah. So no one's saying okay. This is the thing that I'm gonna like now. All right. You are 100% right. Yes, we are. No one's arguing like trans women. Like we're not arguing that we're the same thing as you. I'm not trying to be taken serious as a woman. I'm trying to be taken seriously as what I am, which is a trans woman.
Well, that's specific to you, though. I think you make a lot of points that other people in your position don't actually agree with.
But a lot of the girls, honestly, think the way that we do. Like how we just stood. But at the end of the day, too, like there's a lot of things that are like. You're right. There are a lot of girls that want to die on that hill and say that, oh, I'm a woman. You're trans. You know what I'm saying? So like, for me, I think it's like. That it's like it just creates a divide in the sense that no one's trying. I'm not arguing that I'm the same as you, babe. I'm not. I'm gonna keep transitioning. I'm gonna look even hotter than I already do now, and it's not gonna matter. But at the end of the day, I'm gonna die. You're gonna dig up my skeleton, and it's gonna say male. We understand that. We're not.
You and I are not. You and I are not disagreeing, but.
But to say that,
to use the word trans, I don't agree with.
I'm gonna say this
anything.
now.
You're a man who dresses a certain way and takes hormones.
But that ideology doesn't make sense to me because that same logic. I'm gonna flip it back on you. We're gonna look at a wooden chair and you're gonna look at it and say that that's still a tree. No, you're gonna look at here and tell Carmen and say it's boiled to her face. Yeah, she might have been born a male. That's a woman, babe.
You know what
I mean?
Definitely.
Like,
but
you just claim
that you weren't taking that.
You know what I mean? So like,
this is the thing. There's gonna be people that are not gonna agree. And that's fine.
Yeah.
That's fine. But don't be disrespectful.
Yeah.
That's how
it's not disrespectful to say that
I don't think anyone's being disrespectful. By the way, this is a conversation
I'm not
you
saying
guys
if you feel
should
like you're being
gladly have.
disrespectful, like that's on you. I'm not saying that you are or you're not. I'm just making it a statement. Don't be disrespectful.
Yeah. I don't know why you would say that though.
Because we're talking to an audience. There's cameras here. It's not just us having a private conversation. There's cameras here. So with that being said, I see my experience, and this is my opinion. I just have a male body. Okay. I don't, my identity doesn't rest on my physicality or what I was born with or not born with. That could be your life, your journey. That's fine. Stay in your lane and I'll stay in my lane.
That's a slippery slope from a spiritual standpoint to disconnect your identity from your body. And I think that's a much deeper thing that they're trying to get people behind, which is like why society needs boundaries, because it's so easy to move into no man's land once you start knocking down boundaries of what's normal and what's accepted. And that's why a lot of kids are getting confused now. And
then you have the boxing situations and all the other stuff that's going on.
Right. But also, can you define what male or woman is? Can you define that? Like why is it that you dressing in a feminine way? How does that make you a woman? You could be a woman who has your tomboy phase and maybe you never grow out of it. And maybe you have like a more masculine
and the loudest sector of the
LGBT,
unfortunately, as advocating as you are for those individuals, the loudest sector of them is the one saying exactly what you guys are not saying. You know, so you're saying that you identify as the trans. So that's the thing. So that the largest representatives of your group are saying that.
But let's be
so
real,
we can only go and we can only have those conversations.
I don't think it's the case. I think that it's because they have opposing views and people find that to be scandalous, or they talk more about those small, that small group of people that you're talking about. That makes more controversy, and people love controversy, and that's why you see that. You know, you don't see enough of us, our point of view, which is probably why we're here.
Well, what percentage of the trans community is aligned with your perspective versus the perspective that they're talking about?
It's the trans people that you don't see that don't put it out.
Give me a percentage. Is it half?
Look, I'm gonna be every single trans person.
I can't give you like a straight up like statistic. I can't give it to you. Like I know the girls that I run with, the girls that have mentored me, the girls that have shown me like the ropes of what it is to be trans, think the way I do. You know what I mean? Like she's 100% right. Sweetheart, like you're like, I stand with what I agree with you.
Okay, but hold on.
Try to take
Carmen,
this is my thing. Like,
does Carmen think she's right?
What bothers me?
You made your point.
I think
Carmen,
that
do you think she's right?
I think if she wants to have a rigid opinion, that's fine. You can. That's fine. But what I just want to say is that being a woman is based more. When you say the word woman, it's based more on region. It's based more on culture. It's based more. A woman from Texas is going to be a different woman from London, or from wherever. So the term woman, when you say woman, it's different than when you say female. You are a female, that's fine. And you have certain experiences because you have a female body. That's cool. Spiritually speaking, I am a spiritual person, right? I'm totally spiritual. I have a male body. That doesn't mean that I have to identify with the way you present your male body or whoever. We're not the same. We're all individual. And clearly, human beings have been around forever. So there's going to be mutations, like a natural born woman with XY chromosomes. That's all good and fine.
Can you distinguish though, real quick? Can you just distinguish respect and disrespect? Because the thing is that, like, I think to your point, if we feel, okay, male, female, it's disrespectful for us to feel like we have to say something that we don't believe to be true. So where do you draw the, like, what is respect and disrespect? Because I acknowledge you I acknowledge you as a human who was made in the image of God. A male that was made in the image of God. I acknowledge that. I acknowledge your humanity. I acknowledge all of those things. Now, what I'm saying is that I feel like it would be disrespectful on your part to force me to say something that I didn't necessarily agree with or believe. So that's why I'm asking. I'm saying clarify. What is respect?
Let Rayan speak. Hold on. Sorry. Let Rayan speak because she hasn't spoken in a while.
I think what's really disrespectful is that I don't know your name, but literally they weren't saying anything wrong. They weren't even like debating you.
Yeah, you want to wait till the last 20 minutes.
But wait, you waited. You went straight to her and be like, oh, like said all this like BS. I don't even know what you said because it was just BS. Like, why are you saying it now?
Why don't you articulate it instead of calling something BS?
I'm not gonna say that on
Just
here.
say
But
it,
why?
you can.
No.
Instead of lobbing over an insult and saying I said BS, why don't you actually articulate what part of my statement bothered you?
You're not a woman. I don't see
you wouldn't know she's trans unless she told you.
What did she say to you? Did she whisper in your ear and say like, "I'm a woman. I do this. I could do that"?
Well, why would you do that? We're actually using pronouns this entire segment that I am not comfortable with. I don't agree with. And we were actually speaking very specifically about Elon and all these cases. And I was asked
to the camera.
by
You don't have
Sauce to comment on
directly
this
to Carmen.
case. So it wasn't.
I think you were just trying to put forth your point because we had heard the other perspectives at a larger, like, you know.
Look, here's what I'll say. Here's what I'll say.
I'm not going to demonize her
I'm going to
opinion.
speak and you guys will listen. And then here's what I'll say. Whether she said it at the beginning of the show or the end of the show, that's on her. She should have probably said something earlier. That's fine. We probably would have been arguing for another hour.
Yeah.
So I actually respect the fact that we had some different conversations. But that's still how she feels.
And it's valid.
And that's fine.
Okay.
Yeah, and it's
so the
100%
fact that she
valid.
waited, but
I was just trying not to derail the conversation earlier.
If anything, you might say that it was actually respectful that she let the conversation marinate for a while.
Agreed.
So the fact is she believes that a man is a man and a woman's a woman. Here's my perspective. Final point. She's just like, listen, ABC, that's what it is. 1, 2, 3. A man's a man, a woman's a woman. Carmen, in my opinion, because she transitioned, in my opinion, she's so over this conversation. She's had this conversation for 20 years now, where she's just like, are we really doing this again? And here's the deal, Carmen. We are.
Well, we are
because
we have to live with
homegirl
it.
over here
We have to live with
There's
it.
never
the
gonna
most
be a
talkative.
resolution, though.
She's the most talkative because she's 4 years in. She's like, yo, what's up? What, you know, like,
No, for me,
but-
like,
and that's fine. And that's totally fine.
There's a danger to it, though.
It's
Okay.
not their business. I
But
don't
what's
give
the
a shit
danger?
If she
So,
thinks the way
you know,
she
we
thinks
know-
or not, it's not my business.
Somebody in her position could use women's bathrooms, and we know women have been raped under those circumstances. So somebody who transitions looks like a woman.
Wait,
is
trans
actually-
people rape women in bathrooms?
Yeah,
When
trans-
did that happen?
Yeah, men dress up as women and rape
but that's not a
women.
trans
That's
woman.
not-
See, look,
But it's a man dressing like a woman.
That's a cross-dresser.
That's a cross-dresser.
That's a cross-dresser.
Right, but a lot of people classify that as the
They
same
would
thing.
argue with you
But
and
that's what-
insist that they are trans. That person,
Right.
like you said that earlier,
Well, I
that like
disagree.
the guy with the
Look,
beard
girl,
is not trans
girl,
to you, but they would say they
listen,
are.
we are on the same page. If you don't look like a girl, get the fuck out of the girl's bathroom. There are certain
I don't
positions.
think you belong in the girls' bathroom.
But you wouldn't, my love, you wouldn't know. If you,
Hold on,
like,
but okay,
I'm 4 years in.
fair enough.
Carmen goes into
I
the
did
bathroom.
know.
You
But-
wouldn't know if she's trans or not. You only
Aaron,
know.
does Carmen-
because we told you.
Does Carmen belong in the?
Oh my god.
No,
Does
I-
Carmen belong in the girls'
know,
bathroom?
sweetheart.
I think if you were
And in the
born
next
with a
thought, she's
penis
whipping out a
and
dick
XY
and she's
chromosomes,
me.
get the fuck out of my bathroom.
Yeah, that's
what I
dangerous.
think.
So the lady that was the boxer that has XY chromosomes that was born with a
it's a
vagina, you
man.
wouldn't want her in in the female
You wouldn't want
restroom,
him
even though she was born with a vagina.
with a vagina?
No, because he has a penis.
Yeah.
That is part of both being a
doesn't have a
hermaphrodite.
penis, she has a vagina.
Yes,
We don't know that because they won't tell us.
So
Yeah,
I got
which
Aaron.
means probably
sure.
has a dick.
Listen, hold on.
There's a
And there's a
bulge in the
lot of what
picture,
you're
too.
saying that I fully agree with.
I agree with her.
But hold on.
No, I do.
Hold
There's a
on.
lot happening.
But let me say one thing. If Carmen walked into the men's bathroom,
That would be a
I'd
problem.
like,
That'd be a problem.
what's this chick doing in here? So there is a little gray area where it's like, why is Carmen now? She has to be like,
Look, I'm gonna
sorry
say
guys.
this.
that I'm- hold on.
Yeah. No, because
Now she has to be like, sorry guys, I was actually born a man,
not gonna have
and
those
now we're like
conversations.
having a weird conversation
going
when
to
it's
take
just
a
like,
leak.
take a piss, like
So
relax.
you're saying that
dude.
women should be uncomfortable in their bathroom instead.
Well,
instead
I'm
of
saying-
him being uncomfortable walking in.
But how
dressed
would you
that
know
way.
that Carmen has anything going on other than she
You
looks
wouldn't
like a
know,
woman?
baby.
You wouldn't
See,
know.
This is the thing that happens to
So
me.
this is the problem with the whole black and white
you
thing.
can sit there and be on that hill. I'll be the problematic one. I don't care. I don't have a brand. I don't have any clout. I'm just like a regular, normal little T girl running through the world. I feel like a lot of the issues that we're having is the divide where it's competition, my love. Where like we're dating the same men,
We're
rather we
definitely
want to.
not dating the
Yeah,
same men.
we are, baby. Trust me.
No, we are not.
We are.
I don't know about dating the
Yes,
same
we are.
man.
We're dating the same
Can't
dudes.
say that.
I think that there's a competitive aspect to where like why is it that it matters that we went and we got like there are T girls.
Carolina,
you
this
would
is
not
where I just
know.
full on cut you off.
Hold on, but
No.
I'm
You cannot
confused.
say
Can
that
I
you're
ask a
dating the
question?
same
Like,
man.
why is it like
You guys
we
aren't dating the same
are.
marketplace.
Like,
There might be
Assure
one
you.
dude who's just like, yo, I'm down for whatever.
Babe,
But most straight men are not like
green red
this.
if who thinks we're dating the same men.
Yes, but
You
we
wanna do
are.
that?
I can
We'll do it.
I can
I don't want to know. Wait,
Stupid.
We are.
Can we move
Can I
on?
ask a question though
This is
about
so
the bathroom thing just really
immature.
fast?
Guys,
It'll be super fast.
we're wrapping
Nobody's
up. We have
telling
one
you to
more
do
segment.
anything.
I
I
just
could
wanna
care
ask
less.
one quick question.
It's
So-
not
Yeah, I don't care. I mean,
I just wanna
I know
get-
it's that if you're a TERF, just say that.
I just want to get clarity on your
Yes.
stance because
Yeah.
someone
If
who
you're a TERF,
goes
just
through
say
as
that.
much effort to present as best as they possibly can, but could potentially be a sex offender, that person goes into the bathroom, but you're saying, oh, but you don't know, well, like you're never gonna know that was a male. So what I'm saying is that's a slippery slope, like what you're saying. You see, I don't know if I articulated that properly, but
Yeah, I got what
Dude,
you
You know,
said.
there are women
We're
that
gonna
are
go a
born
whole
women
different
that
category.
use the
The
women's
sex
sex
restroom
offender
that
could
will
go out of his
still-
way
that
to
are sex
present very well
offenders.
so
Like,
that he
sex
can
offenders
be
are just not
in the
trans
bathroom with a
people.
female.
Like, that's dumb to even
There
think
has
that
to
way.
be a line.
No, but it
There
opens
has
the
to be
door
a
for them to
line.
do that.
It has to
You
be
have
drawn.
cross-dressers. I do like that guy at Planet Fitness that literally had the and one
Yes.
sneakers on with that towel shaving over
But
the
it's
women's
not
bathroom.
always so obvious. That's the thing.
they're able to do
it's
that
not
because
always
of
so
the
obvious.
trans
Those guys
rights
are
in the
like
bathroom.
super
Yeah,
obvious.
and I agree that sucks
Here-
because it makes it for people
Yeah,
hard for
it
people
sucks.
like
Here's what-
us.
People get raped.
All right,
because of
guys.
it.
That people like us that we just like I just want to go and take a leak, bro.
Okay.
Yeah, so-
Like that's it.
Here's the
So
point.
it's worse to do that in the
Here's
guy's
the
bathroom
point,
than to...
Brandon. All right, cut
There's
everybody's
a
mics
safety
for a
issue.
second.
Guys.
Cut everybody's mics for a sec. Here we go. We have 10 minutes left. We're going to do the happy ending in a second.
Happy ending.
Here's what's so interesting to me. I do political panels.
Yeah.
I do relationship panels. I do financial panels. Nothing gets as heated as this, whatever's
Yeah.
going on here. At the same time, to use your stats, we're talking about 0.7%
That you wouldn't
of
even
what
be
you
able
wouldn't
to
even
tell.
know.
Yeah, you
But
wouldn't
these
be
are
able
the
to tell.
culture wars that are going on. By the way, do you know how many
Demonizing our
times?
community.
Thank you.
No, the evil people are
Shut
that you
the-
guys need to
Wait,
stop.
relax.
Okay,
Let him
stop.
finish.
Let
Let
him
me finish, and we're.
Sorry, Adam.
The reality is this. I don't know why this is so. It triggers everybody, but I understand her point.
Yeah, so
I also kind of understand her point. These are the conversations that are basically needed to have until we establish, ready for it, what's the truth? Like, what is actually what we're going to do here? These weren't conversations that we had 20 years ago, 10 years ago. Was anybody talking about this 5 years ago?
No.
Carmen, you're probably like, I've had this conversation for 20 years. Not us.
No, I actually don't care to debate things like this. I'm not, you know,
Carmen.
a lot of people do this just for controversy. A lot of people love to like, you know, trigger people. And I'm really not triggered by this conversation. Like I'm really not. Like I can give my 2 cents and that's fine. And I respect everyone that's here. But realistically, like these are not arguments or debates that I have on a daily basis. So for me, I'm not that passionate about it. And that's just how I feel.
But Carmen, and respect, you've been dealing this for 20 years.
Yeah.
She's been dealing this for 20 minutes. So
Yeah,
how,
literally.
So
I mean,
like,
yeah.
so like, you know, that's like if people were like, hey, Adam, like, tell me about all your stand-up comedy days. I was like, oh, dude, I did that 20 years ago. I really got to talk about this. I don't really want to do this right now.
I have no problem with a lot of women in the restroom at the gym. Like, people know that I'm trans at my gym, and nobody, there's not a lot of women who care that much, but I know that there are women who do, and that's fair.
Okay.
I personally think that it comes down to a lot of the times it gets mixed in with insecurity. There are some women who don't even like being women because of what women have to deal with in society. And so a lot of the times there's a lot of female bodied people that, you know, feel some type of way about us being trans and being excited about being feminine and being excited about living that way, and they feel triggered by it because they themselves are not happy with themselves.
Aaron,
I also think it's because the younger generations are now, and we're worried for our kids. I have 3 sons. Yeah.
How old are your sons?
16, 14, and I have
a 17-month-old. Are they dealing with any of this kind of stuff at school?
Well, they're homeschooled, so no.
I know they're homeschooled for a reason.
Yes, exactly.
What's
and
the
they
reason?
didn't start out homeschooled. They left in middle school, and it was because after the pandemic and after I started reading and seeing things that were in the school system, I just could not bring myself to have someone else raise my children other than me.
And there's a lot of parents out there that feel like that.
Awesome,
Final topic, because we're going to end on a high note.
Okay.
Okay. It's time for the happy ending.
Oh, spicy.
So there's now the new male equivalent of the Hawk Tuah girl.
Oh no.
What?
What is that?
Unbelievable.
Can we read
So
now?
the French pole vaulter, have you seen this guy?
Yes. Oh, yeah.
He clips the pole he lost with his private parts. This guy's trained all his life.
Oh, it's packing.
And he's get out there. There's Nat revealing the truth right here. He's packing. Get his phone number, Nat.
No thanks.
He gets out there. He does his thing. His name is Anthony Emirati. Nat, don't DM him. Relax. I don't think we can play the video. Don't play the video because it's owned by the Olympics. We know how they feel. But basically, his rod, not the pole vault, his actual rod, got in the way of his chances of getting an Olympic gold medal.
Don't feel sad for him. He's doing just fine.
So there we go. Red or green. Red or green. And even the men can participate.
Wait, what are we?
Here we go. Just get your things out.
Green.
Is the fact that he lost, here's what I'll say.
Oh, I know you're gonna
Did you ever see the movie White Men Can't Jump?
What?
No.
Did you ever see it? I'm going to do my best.
Date yourself.
Rosie Perez, stop it. It's a great movie. She says it's Wesley Snipes and Woody Harrelson. And Woody Harrelson is a white guy who can't jump, hence why the white guy can't jump. And he's dating Rosie Perez, who's a spicy, fiery Latina girl, just like our friend Carolina over here. And she goes, Billy, she would always say, Billy, you're so stupid. You're so stupid, Billy. Let me explain something to you. Sometimes when you win, you really lose. But sometimes when you lose, you really win. And sometimes when you win or lose, it's really a tie. So do you know what I'm saying, Billy? He's like, I have
that makes
no
sense to
clue. You're so stupid, Billy. So here's my point. This guy lost a gold medal or a medal.
Yeah.
He's a French pole vaulter. No joke intended. The fact that he is in the news right now, the fact that he lost, did he really win? Because green, this guy actually won in the end.
Yeah, I would say.
Does anyone know the name of the guy who won gold for pole vaulting?
No.
Of course you don't.
Exactly.
That's
Red.
Yeah, that's a good point. You're right. Yeah, that's true.
So green or red?
I'm scared.
Green, he actually won. Red, no, sorry, he wanted to medal in the pole vaulting. He actually lost.
He made
Green
it
or
to
red?
the Olympics, so he won.
Yeah,
That's why.
right.
So green.
I mean, he.
Red, green.
There we go,
Okay. So we're all acknowledging the fact that this guy is now known for having the most famous dong in the world at this point.
Yep.
He's a pole vaulter.
He's a pole
I didn't
vaulter
even think
who's
French guys
pole.
had it like that.
Okay,
Yeah, no,
this
they do.
guy, even though he lost, Billy, he really won. So here's what's going on right now. He's getting offers right there from a site called Cam Soda. They offered him $250,000 for 60 minutes to do a little pole vaulting. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I have the perfect idea for the name of his
OF account.
potential.
What is it?
Instead of White Man Can't Jump, White Man Can't Hump. And then let's see what happens. So we all agree that this actually turned out to be a good thing. He's like, they're like, did you win the gold? Nah, but You saw why I lost?
There you go.
Oh my God.
What's up?
Yikes.
Hey, I'm dragging this thing around, guys. I don't know.
Pole vaults out of bed in the morning.
Exactly.
Wow.
So, ladies, I don't want to end it there, but we have to give the happy ending.
Okay.
Here's one more story. Because why do I want to tell this story? Because it's not just about us men. It's about I want you girls to live a long life. I want you to live a very long life.
Drink your water.
A long, healthy life. Because there's breaking news right here. Here's the news out here. Can we pull this article up?
No.
Women should do the following.
No.
Do you have this article?
It's a New York Post, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I
Women
saw
should
this.
have sex more than once a week to avoid death.
What?
Scientists
We're
find.
dying out here.
Okay, Troy, do you have it? If not, you can speak.
No, I don't have it.
Okay, so women who had sex, you can even Google it. Women who had sex less than once a week had a 70% chance higher of dying from any cause within 5 years compared to women who had sex more than once a week.
That's crazy.
And what is this? Was this a study?
I mean, it was on the New
It's
York Post. You know it's true. The
This
once
doesn't
a week
seem like
sex
truth at all.
act. So scroll up to the top. The once a week sex. So here, ladies, you know, there's
Save your
hookup culture.
marriage key.
Save
your
your
marriage
marriage.
because having sex with random people will not help you live longer. It will give you stress.
kill you
It will
faster.
give you STDs.
It will kill you
unwanted
faster.
pregnancy. So let's be clear.
Damn.
Within marriage.
I agree with you.
Thank you.
So you married women out there that are not putting out because you think that you're going to show your man a lesson. Start planning your funeral,
That's
woman.
why a lot of guys aren't getting
Start
married
planning your
anymore.
funeral.
Oh my God.
I'm trying to help the guys out there. By the way,
Yikes.
men think about sex 19 times a day.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Do you think women think about sex more
Less.
or less than men?
Way
men?
less.
Less?
Way
Less?
less.
More?
I'm just going to say more.
You think more?
Aaron, what is
What do you think, Aaron?
I said more.
More?
Depends on what you like.
the
the guy
stats
you're
show
talking
that
to.
women exactly half, 10 times a day.
Wow.
So women,
Sad.
listen, ladies, hold hands for a second, even though if you don't, listen, come on, go ahead. Listen, here it is. I'm trying to save your ladies' lives out there. Go find yourself a good man. Get engaged. Have a husband. Get a
I have a
husband,
man,
kids.
so I don't know if you only
Get together.
It's a life or
Have
death
some
matter.
sex. I'm trying to save your life. It is a matter of life and
Yes.
death.
Thank you, Adam.
Go get yourself a man. So,
And this is the opener of every first date, by the way.
so
I'm trying to save your life. You trying
here-
to fuck?
red or green?
Get
Here's all it is.
married.
I'm going to come.
Yes, exactly.
Do you
Get
want to live a
married.
long life,
Yes.
green,
course.
or do you want to die early? You know, they say only the good die young. So green is a long, healthy sexual life,
Oh,
Yes.
With your
and
husband.
and red is a only the good die young, early death.
Like you're
Bang,
Only the
bang,
sex doesn't die
bang,
young.
bang,
Would
bang,
you do
bang.
red?
I feel like you would do red.
What would you do?
Ladies, I'm looking for a wife. The point is, ladies,
A good one.
I agree with Daya.
Within
Don't be a hoe.
marriage.
Don't be a 304.
Yeah.
Find yourself a good situation and don't die. Have sex.
Thanks,
Trying to save your
Wait,
life.
I thought you were
ladies.
married.
I'm not
yet.
married. I'm trying to find a wife.
We're
Wait,
working
who's
on
single?
it.
Who's married here? Who's single?
I was married.
Is everybody single here?
I was
Yeah,
married. Now I'm
single.
single.
Except
Audience
for me.
here.
Married. She's married.
Single. Anyway,
I'm
guys,
blessed to be
use this
married.
article. If you're trying to get a girl, be like, I'm trying to save
Don't
your
use
life.
this
honey.
article, Jen.
Trying to save your
Don't
life.
do that to yourself.
Anyway,
You're just doing God's work.
Yeah.
I'm doing the Lord's work,
Yeah.
God's work.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyway, guys, I could do this for another hour and a half. I know. If I didn't stop you talking, you'd still be going. Good for you.
No, for sure. Can I just say one thing though before we
Oh,
go
this is
wrap
you're
it
about
up?
to say it right now.
Yeah.
You're about to say it right now.
He's gonna say something. Then
Oh, okay.
No,
cool,
no, no.
sorry.
This is it. I just want to tell you. I respect. Do we have something you have to say?
No.
Okay.
Run it.
You're looking at me like you want to say something.
No, you're good.
Okay. Thank you guys
Thank you.
for an amazing show. Spirited debates,
Yeah.
conversations. This is the type of stuff that we want to do more often. Agree, disagree, do it respectfully. I think everyone actually was
Yeah, for sure.
respectful.
Yeah.
Totally cool with you disagreeing. It's respectful. I don't care if you even, throwing a little shade. That's fine, but we do it with respect. All good. So clap it up. Thank you for being here. Appreciate you guys at home for doing what you're doing. Now you're going to all have a chance. In 10 seconds, you're going to look at a camera. Bing, 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 bing. Let the people know where to find you. and let people know what you want to say. Carolina, there's your camera right there. Where can people find you? What do you want people to know?
So if you want, like I said, you got a gig for me. It's at MKD_305. Other than that, I mean, you want to book an appointment to get your hair and nails done, you can hit me up there too, babe.
That's a red pill queen right there.
Hello.
Okay.
Money.
Yeah. By the way, you look great these days.
Yes.
I don't know, you're fit. You're working out.
I am. Yes.
Hey, listen, I notice everything. Where can your husbands reach you? Go ahead.
My husband? Just one.
That's right. You gotta look.
Yes, husband, you can reach me at Dea Bazan on IG. Also, you guys can hire me to have an awesome, exclusive Art Me Up party. It's an immersive paint party. So instead of painting a canvas, you're the canvas. We dress in all white, and you throw paint at each other.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
So it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
So hit me up. I'd love to do a party for you guys. And also, love people, love God.
Thank you. Okay.
Amen.
Carmen, I'm just so over
What?
Oh my God.
Okay.
Are we really talking about this again?
I love you, Carmen.
Thank you, Carmen. But real talk, thank you.
Yeah,
Of course.
Just as much as you're over it, people are just starting to get under it. You know what I'm trying to say?
I mean, listen,
So thank you for being open-minded and having a conversation
I
with us.
appreciate that. I have I'm seen as like a trailblazer, an icon in my community. And for that reason I brought my girlfriend here to come because she represents that kind of like new wave, and that's going to be on your shoulders to deal with. I'm living my very happy,
babe.
my very
no
happy
problem.
Christian
I would've
life
kept
with
going.
my man. Okay, I'm good right now in my life. I'm not going to go backwards to argue with drama. That's just not in my life right now. But you can find me at Carmen _Carrera, and that is on all platforms. And yeah, appreciate you.
Thank you, Carmen. And as much as you're done arguing, Carolina's like, I am ready.
That's why I brought her.
Deal me in. No, Carolina, you already had your chance.
Yeah.
Aaron, thank you. Aaron with an A.
With an N
Thank
and a
you.
Y. There's a lot in there.
Yeah,
It's
there's a lot of things.
ARYNNE. I didn't come up with it. But yeah, you could find me at nonlibtake on Instagram. And so if you want to either just be triggered further, if you hated what I said, or if you like what I said, just find me there.
Yeah.
Awesome. Great stuff today. Thank you. Nicole, first time on the show.
Yes.
Padrinos en la casa. Let people know where to find you other than at Padrinos.
Actually, my answer is going to be a little boring, but I would actually love to be here again.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
in the meantime, I lurk in the shadows.
With the deep states. Rayan, you were actually like the quiet one today.
Yeah, I know, that never happens.
But interesting. You're lovely. You're amazing. Where can people find you?
Thanks. Well, Rain Jasmine, my name. It's on everywhere. TikTok, Snapchat, YouTube, everywhere. But yeah.
She's making it rain. Brandon,
Yes,
our local man here.
Yeah, you could.
The only man on the panel.
Right.
Because I'm a woman now, guys.
Oh my God.
Yeah, find me on all socials. Brandon Aceto, BrandonAceto. I stream every week, so find me on YouTube and all other socials.
Okay, awesome. Natalia
Del Valle on all socials. Thank you guys for tuning in. I hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. It was really, really great. Thank you all for taking the time to come and have this conversation. I know sometimes we don't see these conversations, so I appreciate you guys coming and chiming in. And then aside from that, if you are looking to have conversations like this, or you know somebody who fits, maybe somebody who could be on this panel, reach out to me directly through Instagram, Connect, or whatever the case is, and maybe we can coordinate something there. And then aside from that, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, share, do all that fun stuff. We've got exciting things coming. So yeah, that's all I have to say. Saucy?
So thank you guys for being here. Special announcement. We waited for the end of the show. I didn't do the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
Because for the select few, they're like, all right, dude, I love what you got going on. How can I get to see what you guys do at Valuetainment at SOSCAST in person? Here's your opportunity.
Yeah.
It is invite only. It is not open to the public whatsoever, except if you're watching this right now, you can apply to come to this event. There's no tickets. We're not charging you anything like that. Some lucky winners are going to join us and Miami's 200 biggest influencers, business people, celebrities, athletes, everything. Show the actual invitation on Thursday, August 15th, which is a week from today. You can show the invite if you can, punch in on that.
We will be
Valuetainment Social Club. We're checking names.
Yes.
We're checking IDs. It's invite only, starting at 6 o'clock. networking, food, drinks, catered, all the above.
Security.
And then I'm hosting a show with
Yes.
some amazing people on a panel. And then the after party that we're doing. So if you love what we do in the SOSCAST, if you love what we do on Valuetainment, if you love what we do all across the board here this Thursday, how do they want to reach us? Oh, email SOSCAST. What is it?
SOSCAST@vt.com. Or if you want to directly DM me. And again, it's invite only. We will be checking names and everything like that. So DM me if this is something you're interested in being a part of. And it's going to be a really great time. So I'm super excited.
So email SOSCAST, 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 SOSCAST at, what are those two letters?
VT.
VT.com. Thank you guys for being a part of what we do. Thank you guys for being here.
Thank you for
having me.
having
If you want to
me.
come join us live in person, huge, amazing event, email, DM, Nat, only on the SOSCAST here on Valuetainment. We out of here. Peace out.
It's the SOSCAST, baby.